Charges on the beat. Total Spoon to get your information. Total Spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Funjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat Cape graduate, my brother, to spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, to spoon. To spoon. You want to get a news update, to spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you got today? Spoon TV. Spoon. Skiddy dabado. Spoon TV. Spoon entertainment. Your boy, Friday the South Man. Charges on the beat. To get your information. To be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening, Moravia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Funjema, Maryland, to spoon. Okay, folks, it's another wonderful day in Liberia and across the world. What a powerful way to welcome all of you from Liberia, from the United States, from Ghana, from China, just wherever you are, to another great edition of the program Spoon Talk right here. The program is live on Spoon 107.5 FM. It's live on Fabric 101.1 FM. Super 95.5 FM. Yes, Super TV channel 10, Spoon TV live on YouTube. We also live at Spoon Talk Live. And I want to say welcome. My name is Nelson Collet, and of course, I'm here tonight. One of the producers, James Goode Flomo, is also on the other side. Let me welcome Dr. Richardson, who has joined us as well. Okay, so good evening.
Good evening, Nelson. Good evening, Jay. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm doing well. Um, I'm glad that I'm here again. How are you, Dr. Richardson?
I'm doing great. I'm happy that you guys are here today for us to have our very exciting show. I love your introduction. I think you introduced the show very well. James, good day. I know God has been minding you. I won't even ask the question.
Chairman, the
So,
chairman of God Mining Association.
GMA, God Money Us Association. That's too funny. Well, it's good. It's good to see you as well.
Say, I
I'm
think.
I'm okay.
Okay, James.
Everything is fine. Uh, former SG, how you doing?
I don't think he's hearing us.
He's muted.
So you got to put a form on there first.
So he can
Eh?
hear.
They want me blow. You know, former.
You know, one thing I noticed about us Liberian, we have the gift of making flour.
Yeah.
You know,
I'm telling you. We're talking about rest. I call it mental. You want me flower. Former SG, how you doing?
And
there's
SG
something-
is
it's,
always
it's that there's something about us in terms of how we. I think we
SG.
have the
Always
gift
an SG.
of free chick. You know, like free chick people can just give interesting chicks. It's a natural for Liberians.
Yeah,
That's
that
what I
is.
call.
You need to.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, Anton, I see you're here. How are you doing? We can't hear you, Stanton. But we can't hear you.
He's muted.
Dr. Richardson, how you doing?
I'm doing good. Can't complain. I'm part of the GMA club.
I am part of it as well. God management too.
Oh my God, the club is expanding.
Yes, sir. God manage us all. Mo, what's up, Mo? Or I would say former SG. We got to do that.
My man, we
We can't ask. We can't hear you breaking up.
SG.
Mo, let's add the former them, my man. Former SG, but you're not SG again, man. We'll add the former SG, man.
I don't go nothing.
You see, James that back
for me, they give me Adi.
Wait, you breaking up or what?
They
What
give
is funny?
my name.
Mo, your internet is skipping like the bag arrest issue in the country.
Ah,
Wait, let me leave and come back.
All right, boss. All right. James, I don't know where you take that thing from. The man said his name is Mo Ali. Don't put no former in front of his name. You get trouble. Where James? James gone? I thought Mo said he was leaving to come by then at James. All right, so Mo gonna go come back. Are we good?
you're good.
Yeah.
I can hear you well. I can hear James well and Nelson well.
All right.
Moja have to restart the phone.
James, you gonna send this thing to my email address?
All of the pictures are up. Everything up. I sent a video to you.
I just saw you something just now again. You got it ready?
Yeah, it is ready. You sent it everything. Everything ready.
Oh, so you sent me the videos. I'm not hearing you, sir.
I sent you the last video to you.
Okay, just make sure I get everything up. Let's wait a few minutes. Let's hear from Dr. Richardson. Let Dr. Richardson do the singing. Then from there we'll jump in. Dr. Richardson?
No, let's just welcome. It's been a while since we welcome our audience. I just want to welcome all of you to this exciting edition of Spoon Talk. We glad that you can join us. We're really happy that you can participate in concerning issues. So I want to welcome Menwo Fama, Josepha. I'm not going in any particular order here. Omen Zazu, Otello Chokoto, Monegar, Yvonne Iyo, William Ba Capito Famble, Charles M. DeLine from Pinsville. He's watching us from Pinsville. Ambassador Daniel G. Zila. Mom Vonyi's son is also watching us. Vida Maria Wright is watching us. Lady Bird S. Holder. Isaac Maobari Nipo Sr. D. Lincoln is watching. Amara Sisse is watching. Mommy Esther Tarpi Moha. Mommy Esther Tarpi Moha, how you doing? It's good having you here again. Melvin DeShield, Kukuyon Kinapo, Jarso M. Mulba, Vivian Dudu Adu is here.
You speak French just now.
Yeah, man, I was speak better, not French. Ben S. Go ahead, laughing at me. Morris Harris is here. Rebecca, Mason, Nathan, and of course, that's all of you. I just like to mention a few. Very thankful that you can come and join us today. Participate in the comment section. If you can call in. If we are able to take your call, we will. But it's going to be a great show today. So I want to circle back to you, Stanton. Good day, Nelson. I'll circle back to you guys.
Okay, Dr. Richardson, thank you very much. Let's try Mo Ali again. Mo, are we? Okay, Mo, are you good? Mo.
Yeah, you getting me?
Oh, you're pretty good now. You better. Thank you. Honorable Kev, are you super?
Yeah. How are you? How everybody doing?
Good. So
check your inbox. I'll send you something.
So, just good floor. Are you good? Testing 1 2 DJ Blue 1 2 1 2 DJ Blue. Are you good, James?
Yes, I'm good. But
all right,
working on something. So see you.
Thank
later.
you. Thank you very much, James. Send me all those things. Guys, we want to welcome every one of you. We want to say thank you very much for doing this phone talk at this time. It's kind of cold, raining from my end. Everybody got a sweater on, the hoodie on, everything. But I'm going to remove this because I'm under the roof. And we're going to have a wonderful show. Mo, thank you very much for joining us today. The 4th, I want to send a birthday greetings to one of my oldest sister, Annie Tobe. Happy birthday to you. We love you. I want to send one to my little brother. I want to send one to David. Happy birthday to you as well. We love you and we're wishing you guys Godspeed as you celebrate your birthday today, October 4th, 2022. It's a blessing to see another birthday. But we got some issue to discuss, national issue. Well, we will be discussing the issue of the rest, the statement from the Commerce Ministry. We'll be talking about the Commerce Ministry statement.
Stanton, you're breaking up.
I am?
Yes.
All right. So let me do this. Let me take the earpiece out. Can you hear me better now? Can you hear me?
Yes, better, but okay. You focus. You were blurred earlier, but now you're good. I
But
don't
you
know.
can hear me, right?
I can hear you.
Okay, but you just told me. Okay, so I'm good, right?
In and out still. Kev, can you guys
Okay.
hear him correctly, or he's going in and out for me?
Yeah, I think
And a little blur.
I think you need to go in and out.
I
You
need to go
blur.
in and out, or I'm going in and out. Hey, Kev.
You completely blur.
I can come on.
So am I good now?
The glory,
Yes, you intermittently blur. Like you just.
Are you go ahead, you talk? Let me reconnect. I'm pushing the other internet. You guys can. Dr. Richardson, go ahead.
Okay. Yes. So as Stanton was saying, there's a lot of news happening in Liberia. When the whole team gets here, we're going to be dissecting, kind of getting opinions about the news. There's a lot of things going on about the rights situation, which I believe all of us on this panel empathize with. In Liberia is nothing. It's a sad event. It's concerning event. So we're gonna, again explore some concerns about it, and we will be talking more about it because it is the business of the people that we are here. Another big event that happened today. Mr. Cummings put his campaign team together. I'm sure we're going to have thoughts and opinions about that as well. So we'll be discussing that. It will be interesting to hear your views, audience. What are you thinking about the news in Liberia? So there's a lot of things. Rice is the biggest thing here, and I do have, as Stanton said, the Ministry of Commerce put out a statement today. I had an opportunity to read the statement, and so we probably will. I want us to discuss that in detail. I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but my initial reaction is a day late, a dollar short. Now, if you know what that means in this culture, a day, maybe in Liberia too, a day late, a dollar short. That's exactly what my initial reaction is. It's like, why now? Why? And the statement, that statement is not like breaking news information. It was information that could have been said a long time ago. It started off by recognizing that there is a shortage, by the way, and what they've done so far, which is the next paragraph. I believe like they have spent a lot of money. They started with 7 million, 5 million, and then most recent $11 million. And then of course they went on to say that rice will be coming. So far, they're saying that there's rice in the country, but again, that's all issue for us to critique, to find out if what we read and based on the situation in the country, based on the guests we have had in this country, if that is the fact. So yeah, it needs for us to explore that. Let me see. Talk. I hear you talk.
Am I good?
Better. Yes, better. Yes.
All right, thanks.
Okay. So I'm gonna circle back to you. I was just kind of filling in. I don't want to.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Dr. Richardson. But no, that's good. We're gonna listen. They're gonna be rough today, and I understand that SG Mo Ali gonna do his thing. Kev Hassan is here. First of all, let me ask you, Mo Ali. Mo, let me ask you this question. Do we have a shipment at the port or new vessel at the port right now as we speak? Is there anything at the free port of Monrovia right now, Mo? What are you hearing?
Well, this afternoon or early evening, I heard the guy who's working at the port, I think their communication guy, said there is a ship at the port with rice, I think about 35,000 metric tons. That has not been verified. We saw some pictures. There are other people who are saying that the ship has been there for more than a week and it has rice on it. Why the rice cannot be offloaded is another question if it is true. Other than that, all of our investigations have shown that the major warehouses that should have rice, stockpile of rice for the market, are all empty. And so whether rice is at the port or not, that should not even be an issue, because the rice could be at the port and then a stock up there. Either the importers do not want to put it on the market because of the prevailing situation as it relates to payments of the subsidies to them. There could be several reasons. And once the rice is not on the market, we do not have rice. You can be 10 ships of rice that be stocked up at the port. It doesn't make any difference to those people who were fighting tonight. Hundreds of people, as I was watching on the Spoon TV live, all stock up somewhere and basically scrambling for rice. So for me, I'm not going to be carried away by rice is on the port or rice is not on the port. Liberian people will be okay when rice is on the market. Rice is on the market is what people want, and not rice is on the port. So apart from that information, we haven't got any other information, but it is confirmed that major warehouses are empty.
Thank you very much, Mo. Thanks. And I appreciate that, my brother. Let's just lay this to rest. Let's just clear this thing out. Because a lot of Liberians, thousands of Liberians on social media, the channel 1,000 listen to us on way of radio. You can find us on YouTube. We are. What happened, Dr. Richardson? Good.
You stuck again. You're not.
I'm stuck.
Yeah.
But you can hear me, right?
Yeah, you're going in and out. You're not clear.
All right. All right, Dr. Richardson, go ahead.
He's probably using Miami internet.
Okay.
I have to change my internet. Again, we got two different.
Now
Start using the internet from Miami.
You clear and you now it's okay a little bit, but once you start, I don't know.
Okay. Dr. Richardson, don't do this tonight.
Miami internet.
Now I mean doing it. Miami people doing it to you.
Don't do this, Dr. Richardson. Not tonight. All right, but let's talk. Dr. Richardson, I was just about to ask you.
Well, you better.
All right, I just need to ask you, what are you hearing? Because I heard there's a vessel at the port. I heard that, but we'll explain later. Did you hear anything?
Actually, I didn't hear about a vessel being at the port, and I don't even care to hear about a vessel being at the port. And what I care about right now is what I saw, and I saw on our program, yes, Spoon TV Live, that people were struggling. There was a whole coverage that was done in Painesville, where there was tons of people, trying to get rice, and that is what is important to me right now. I did see a press statement that was released. I don't know if you want us to go into it, which I think is completely evidence of a lack of leadership. How dare you put a press statement out now?
But we're talking about the port. We're talking about the press statement later.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm just aggravated about everything that's happening about rice. We shouldn't be going through this. We shouldn't even be discussing whether rice is at the port or not. This should not be a discussion. I don't know. I didn't care to hear. I didn't search information about the port because we're getting so many conflicting information. 1 minute they're dredging the port. The next minute there's a ship out there. The next minute there's a ship of rice. The next minute all the rice on the ship has been sold out. So to me, we do not have any rice in the market. That's where I stand right now about this rice issue. So that's what I have to say about that.
Thank you very much. Kev Hassan, what you have to say, Kev?
And for the information that's crossing, there's a lot of rice coming in, will come in. And ships have been loading rice heading for Liberia. So a lot of rice will be coming in. Rice will be on the market.
Do we have a vessel at the port?
At this moment, that's the news we're getting. But what I can confirm that a lot of rice will be in the country in a few days. It's loaded in a few days, not weeks, days.
Okay.
Days. That I can confirm to you that rice will be in the country in a few days.
All right, so guys, and those of you that listen to us, Mo Ali, Dr. Rich is saying, let me say this. Let me be very fair. The port is empty. No rice at the port. No rice at the port. The port is empty, completely empty. All right. When I received the news today, I sent my guys at the Freeport. And when I sent my guys at the Freeport, just in the last 30 minutes, folks, listen, because I just hate for us to do this. And this have to stop. This have to stop. If you can help this government, try not to hurt the government. This is your Liberia Freeport. Dr. Richardson, do we have any ship?
I don't see any near the closest to me. I don't see any ship there docking with rice.
Mo, can you help us? You've been to that port most recently. Am I missing something more?
You know,
I want Liberians to see this.
That's what I said from the beginning. Let's even assume there was a ship there and rice in it. Is it equivalent to rice on the market?
The only ship that was at the port at the time was a ship that they were trying to finish unloading. Because you remember, they had that ship that came in, the married up ship that had the last few bag of rice in it. There's no new ship at the port. People should stop this. You know, and I want you guys to just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. Kev, I like what you said. Ship coming. Something is working somewhere, but there's nothing as of today, right now, in the last 30 seconds.
See, let me say this quick.
Can I finish playing the slides?
Yeah, before you go play the slides.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll play the slides. Talk to us.
Okay. We as a government never issue a statement that ship were in the port. What we know about in the coming days, rice will be saying everything you're saying as a government, the government never issue a statement. No government and Ministry of Commerce, whatever, never said there was a ship. It just thing was flying over social media.
Okay, so we'll come back. And I understand.
What I can confirm to you, like I said, what I can confirm to you, there will be rice in the coming few days.
Okay, I'm not talking about there will be. I'm talking about now. You have some folks on social media, guys.
Yeah, but it's not the
rice.
I just want to make it clear. The government never
okay,
said that.
all right, Kev. You know, we yet to set the record straight. To all my fellow Liberians, there is no new vessel at the port with rice in it. Nothing. This is the video that Richardson, Mo Ali, Kev Hassan. This is the video. Are we missing something, guys? And I'm going to play this again and again and again. Folks, Mo Ali, you go first. Let's talk about the Freeport thing. Because a lot of people sharing this social media story that this new vessel, a lot of rice coming to Liberia, dock at the port, and we can play the video We can play this thing. Nothing. Let me play the Mo Ali you will speak, Dr. Richardson, and Kev Hassan. We need to play this video again. We need to share this video. Nothing at the port. Zero. No rice ship at that port. So let me play this again.
We moving away?
Yes, makes you feel like
We are right now.
So we have our team. They did the surveying. That Richardson, the drone was up. We went as far as passing the entry point just to make sure there's a ship coming. I sent the guys. No ship. To my fellow Liberians, be not deceived. No ship. Nothing. We shouldn't sit here and feel that we can just lie to you. The days of the government lying to you, those days are over. Because we ourselves will investigate. So just lay this to rest. When folks tell you that this ship is at the port, no ship, no vessel. That you say, yeah, we got rest in the country. The ship not come, the ship not come. No, we got a clip. We got pictures. Warehouses are empty. I'm going to show you those pictures. Empty warehouses. Now, guys, let's start with Mo Ali. Let's address this port issue. Then we'll talk about the press statement that came up from the Commerce Ministry. Mo, you go first.
So the first thing is to our people and those in government. You can run a government on lies. There are certain things you can play propaganda with. There are certain things you can tell the people, this is happening when it is actually not happening. But I've always said on all of my media appearances that the issue of a staple food, the issue of the people's livelihood are not things you should lie about. And in as much as we all want to play politics, nobody wants to play politics on an empty stomach. When we all get hungry, we can't afford to buy gas for our generators. We who run generators every night will not be on the show that we're sitting on tonight. If we are hungry, and even if you have the money, you cannot get the food to buy. There are a lot of foods around, but how many Liberians eat other food and feel comfortable and feel filled? I don't care how it be. You gotta go look for some kind of rice somewhere. I was talking to a few ladies tonight. They say, oh, we're going to look for rice. And the other lady called me and said, after I walk around tired, I couldn't even get a cup of rice. Now, to come and tell the people, and this guy who called, I just forgot his name a little, but he is the official spokesperson of the National Port Authority. I think some Reagan Scott or something called on a local talk show and told the public that there is a ship berthed at the free port of Monrovia, and it has on it 35,000 metric tons of rice. Now, I have not gone to the port. I have not independently verified that. But judging from the video that you've shown, If it is anything to go by, there's absolutely no rice there. And there were others who were disputing it. They say even if there is a ship, then that ship has been there for more than a week. You cannot come and lie deliberately to the public when people are hungry, when people are in chaos, turmoil, scrambling for at least a cup of rice. That video reminded me tonight of the wartime. And you know, I was listening to all of you last night saying the Liberians should restrain. What was it? They should be patient. They should restrain themselves. Let's assume something happened to any of those people tonight who are scrambling for rice or who are still scrambling for rice to that place. I'm sure if your reporters are there, they may tell you that people are still there. Assuming that something happened to someone over there, don't you think the anger of the people will be flare up? And that will not lead to anybody saying, let's protest, but it will happen out of the clear blue sky naturally because they cannot stand the hunger. Like Anthony Moraes said last night, you cannot appeal to the rumbling of the hunger, the rumbling intestine caused by hunger.
Thank you. Thank you, Mo. I want us to lay it out, Mo, because yeah, I just want us. We'll take it step by step because we got a lot of development stories today. So please, guys, let's respect our time given to us to speak. Then we will come back on the rest of the conversation. We are talking about the Freeport, Dr. Richardson. The Freeport, I can show the clip again. Like Mo is saying, people went on social media and they said that rest is at the ship. I saw it. I'm like, when this happened? When this happened? Someone said me, somebody that you will be surprised. They came to me, they said, Stanton, at my office, rest is at the port. I said, you're joking. They said, look. I said, brother, that's a lie. No rest is at the port. Not a ship at that port. And we had to go to the Freeport of Monrovia just to do this recording. And thank God they were so brave to do this recording. And for you that just joining us, Mariah, welcome to this Spoon Talk.
Thank you, Stanton.
For you that just joining us, let me play it. See for yourself. Hear for yourself. No vessel, nothing.
The people can lie.
You know, how can you be so brave? I don't know whether that person was a government person or whether that person just took upon themselves. But Mo Ali is saying that somebody that worked at the port. I think Mo going to find that person. Let me play this game. The port is empty.
His name is Malcolm Scott.
His
name is Malcolm Scott.
Do you have the screenshot? Can you screenshot it and send it to me?
He's the director of public relations at the port.
Can you send it to me? I want us to put this up. I want James to put it up.
Yeah.
This is the Freeport, guys.
It was a live show on KFN that he called afternoon.
Okay. This is the Freeport. As you guys are saying, there's no rest, no ship. We got other videos we'll be seeing from the warehouses. Nothing. Country is empty. No rest. I'm not saying rest will not come. I'm saying as of now, no ship at the port. Nothing as of now. And let me.
We moving away?
So let me say something. You see what happened here? And even we're trying to go, you see how the Freeport is, right? The entry point where the ship come and dock, right there. We're trying to go above, but we were scared that our stuff was going to go in the water. So we had to stop and just do what we have to do, because I thought the ship was further down in the sea. Nothing. Dr. Richardson, talk to us, Kev, Hassan, and Mubarak.
First, I want to just thank your team for going out. The team for going out there. Obviously, they did a great job. It is clear that we didn't see any rice. It is clear that over the past couple of days, people have been saying, "Oh, there's rice at the port. It's been raining. That's why we don't get the rice. They're dredging the port. That's why the rice is not here." So this is what happens when you have leaders who don't speak to the people, who don't provide facts and information to the people. People will make up story, and it becomes worse because they lie. It's a lie. And when you're hungry and somebody lying to you on top of it, you don't know what to feel or what to think. The president came into the country. He even said there was rice in the country. Where? He didn't say there was rice at the port, but he said everybody who was speaking were just noisemaker. They were street talking, and so again, he is perpetuating this lie, which is not good for the people of Liberia at all. There's a lot of failures here, which I know we'll go into, but as I can see, there's no rice in the country, and people have been lying to the Liberian people.
Kev Hassan, please. Thank you, Dr. Richardson. Kev?
There was a press release today from Commerce, October 4. Read through the press release. Nothing there that from the government said there was a vessel at the port. Nothing there. Social media, people were posting picture. The government never spoke on that, on social media. Well, I know some low-grade politician will want to put it on the government. But until they can prove that the press release talk about what people put it on Facebook, then I think they should just sit somewhere and just relax. They don't play politics with this. Because some low-grade politician will start saying, "Oh, the government, the press release from Commerce never said that." The rice will be in the country in the coming few days. Rice will be in the country. The government working day and night. The government fully understand, cognizant of what's going on, fully understand, because the government do have people, family members. They are Liberians. They are human. But I know people want to play politics on this thing. Not everything on social media that you say, "Oh, that the government." No, the government, the government, the president don't run the country through social media. So if people get the news from social media and they say, "Oh, the government," then I think they should keep quiet and read the press release. That's what I would say. But I commend you, CEO, for sending a team out there and clear the air. But I think those low-grade politicians should have shut up and start playing politics with this thing, because this thing is serious. Our people are out there. If you cannot be part of the solution for our people to have rice and help our country in this time, I think this low-grade politicians should shut up.
Thank you very much, Kev. Can I ask a question before Mariah speak? The gentleman that shared the video, Kev, the gentleman that shared the video. I'm trying to get in contact with him because I just received his phone number, and I'm trying to get in contact with him. I hope we can speak to him.
Mhm.
He worked at a port, one of the directors, though. What would you say? He worked in the government.
The
He
government
came
do
up.
have
He came up. He came up with information
the
that's
government.
not true.
The government do have a structure, and they have a spokesman, and they speak today. The government issue a
Who
statement.
the government? Who the government spokesman?
The deputy information minister spoke today on the press
Okay.
release.
No, I just want to find out something from
Yeah,
you.
the deputy information minister spoke today.
Okay, so the deputy information minister should be the one speaking, correct?
The true commerce that
Yeah.
the instruction by the commerce ministry. So anybody else that will put information is not coming from the deputy spokesman or the spokesman or the information minister through commerce. They are not.
So we shouldn't believe them.
They are not speaking for the government. The
Does
We
that
shouldn't
include
believe them.
that?
Oh, Mariah, stop! I will mute you for life. Don't do it, Mariah.
No,
Don't
listen,
do that.
listen.
Oh
listen.
Lord.
So, CEO, let's get this thing straight. If I
Okay,
speak,
let understand something.
if
Let
I
understand
speak something,
something.
no, wait. If I speak anything for the government, folks should verify. Folks should verify. But they do have what they call surrogates, and they do have official spokesmen.
Then you are confusing us.
No,
You don't.
they do have surrogates. They
But
do
can
have
let's talk one at a
surrogates.
time. Let's talk one at a time.
Yeah, but
You
let's
want
make it
us-
clear, because I know that got you thing want to come in. This is serious business. That got you thing want to come. A surrogate can speak. Even in America, they do have surrogates. A surrogate can speak, but they do have what they call an official spokesman from the. But I cannot issue this press release. I cannot come there and stand on the pulpit and read it. That's not my position. But what I can do, I can buttress it. So I will buttress what the government, but I'm not the official spokesman for the government. So if you're not an official spokesman for the government, you cannot speak on that pulpit, but I can buttress it.
So-
I can say something.
Okay,
If
let me
I say
let me
something-
move on. Kev,
if I say
Kev,
something-
gotta go.
if I say
Kev, gotta
something,
go.
you
Kev, gotta
verify.
go. Mariah, come
spokesman.
in. Mariah
I'm
just
not
messed my
official
flow up.
spokesman.
You messed my flow up, Mariah. Come in.
I apologize, Stanton. I couldn't help it because sometimes I
ahead.
think people speak and they don't understand what they're saying. It's unfortunate that we will be making excuses when people speaking in their capacity as Director of Public Relations of the National Port Authority puts out information that is point blank lies. And as we speak, it's been probably over 8 hours or 6 hours or even 3 hours since. And that person still has his job. What serious government institution, leader, managing director will keep an executive who, in the midst of a rice crisis, puts out something like that? I keep telling you, these people not serious. So, because the first thing, by now that post should have been taken down. It's still on his page. Nobody cares that this person who is the Director of Public Affairs, who's supposed to be the spokesperson of the National Port Authority, where ships come into the country, the entry point for rice to come in the country, telling us that rice came today, knowing it is a blatant lie. And he boss ain't called yet to tell him put that post down. They ain't reprimand him yet. He probably still very much employed. There's been no statement from the port to say that the statement put up on Facebook by our Director of Public Relations is wrong and misleading and contrary to the situation in the country. That's what a responsible leadership or administrative team does. None of that has happened. That's your government running here. And you want to sit and say, oh, if it's not the Deputy Minister of Information speaking, then the information is not true.
So let me ask you, say you took my question, let me interrupt you and ask you this question. His position is Director of Public Relations at the National Port Authority, Liberia. Public Relation, Mariah. Public Relation, Mariah, Director. Can you just help our folks to understand this position and whether he had the authority to do what he did?
The public relations person for any institution is the person that speaks for the institution, that puts out press statements and information from the institution. So what do we come to down here and
so he had the authority. So he wasn't mistaken. I want folks to understand us. He wasn't mistaken. It's not in error. He said yes. There's a ship at the port. They put out the information, a very, very misleading information. Hey man, if you tell me that he had all right to speak because he public relation from the National Port Authority.
So we're taking something off his Facebook page. That's where we're taking. That's where
we'll come back to you. We'll come back to you, Kev.
No, I just wanted to.
Kev, we'll come back to you.
I thought you had a press conference.
Kev, we'll come back to you. Kev, we'll come back to you. And Dr. Peabody, welcome to the show. But you answer my question. We're moving.
Oh, okay.
Senator, do you think you are speaking for the government or for some entity because you were asking?
Dr. Richardson, I care less who he was speaking for. He represents the National Port Authority. He's the director for public relations. Once he speaks on national issue like this, he was speaking for the government.
Okay.
I don't even want to ask the question. It's just he's
so
speaking.
Why you answer my question? You answer.
He's speaking in his capacity.
See, why did you answer my question? Like you answered Dr. Richardson's question.
You are making statement. You didn't ask the question.
I will ask you question.
Ask the question, sir.
I ask you question.
Ask your question, sir.
Are we taking this out of his Facebook page or he had a press conference? That's my question.
Okay, so wait now.
This question is
so wait now. You finish asking the question. Wait now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I answer that question?
Bo Ali, please answer his question.
Can I answer that question?
Bo Ali, please answer his question.
Wow.
You know, Kev. Normally, when you serve in an official capacity and you issue statements that relate to the capacity in which you serve or the institution you serve, those statements are considered statements from the institution. Like when I was SG for the Unity Party, most of our official statements went through my page. And I issue statements on behalf of the party on my Facebook page. I don't even remember one day having a press conference. This guy has on his page head of public relation or public relation director or whatever for the National Port Authority or the Freeport of Monrovia. We are in the crisis or serious acute shortage of rice. And he issues a statement. And you say we have to hear him speaking in a press conference first. That statement is official. It is from the NPA. And he just issued another, he just posted a video. He just posted a video. I can't remember.
Finish up, Mo.
All right, go ahead.
Information. The very person.
You guys are jokers, man.
The very person.
Yeah, so I was saying
the very person that we're talking about the Director of Public Relations at the NPA, called today on Julius Jeff's show. And I hope we can put up that show while we're talking
That's what
to
I
you.
said from the beginning.
Called on Julia Jeff's show on OKFM today, reportedly, and said the same thing to Julia Jeff, and even sent videos to Julia Jeff, and repeatedly called on the show about twice and stood by his information that Rice had arrived at the port. You need press conference for that one?
Let me say something. We trying to listen, guys. This is
So,
just
so
that.
Mariah, like I was saying, I
Go
am
ahead,
not
Mo,
going to
quick.
say reportedly, Stanton. I'm not going to say reportedly because I listened to him in his own voice, stating
Correct.
clearly that there is a port berthed at the free port of Monrovia with 35,000 metric tons of rice. When other people called to dispute it, Julius were even questioning them to say, well, if you are disputing it, provide counterfacts to disprove what Malcolm Scott has just said. So he called on behalf of the Freeport of Monrovia and stated it. That is equivalent to a press conference, plus a statement on his official Facebook page.
All right, Mo. Oh, thank you very much. This, you see, let's talk about this, and Dr. Peabody, you can come in. Malcolm, the Director for Public Relations, is so unfair. He's not just. It's just so worse for the government. He using the ship from Abidjan. This photo you are looking at, the government is trying to get food from the Abidjan seaport to Monrovia. What are they loading the rice in that ship to be sent to Monrovia? The information was sent to him, and he decided to lie. This is not right. Abidjan, Ivory Coast, the port of Abidjan.
I did picture, yeah.
Yeah, but this is not right. This is wrong. This is misleading. And I guarantee you the government should dismiss him for false information. If he still hold on to his position, there's something must be wrong with this government. You cannot lie to the people on national radio. You cannot lie to the folks on your social media page. You cannot do this to Liberians. The days of doing those things are over. He passing around with this kind of picture. Yeah, we got this. Look at it. Yeah, we got this. Are you kidding me?
And making fun of that.
And let me say this to you. Look at the man are wearing the yellow jacket. Look what is written at the back of his jacket.
Ivory Coast, something like that.
Côte d'Ivoire.
Côte d'Ivoire.
Côte d'Ivoire. It's wrong. You know, we need to stop this. This is complete foolishness. We shouldn't even laugh because you know what? The government right now, they should fire him.
That's all the thing I was saying. The men stay get
They should fire him. They're trying to get rest to take to Liberia. Seriously. They're hoping that they can complete this ship and send the ship to Liberia. So while they're doing this, somebody sent him a picture and he running with the picture and say, yes, we got food at the port. This is Ivory Coast for people.
But but Stanton, we're just talking about the issue of the dredging. They not dredge the port to be able to take that kind of big ship.
Man, we'll come to that dredging thing, Mariah. You probably let it
Before it will be like, bro.
Is this our port, folks?
How our port looking?
Are we missing something here? Dr. Peabody, Dr. Peabody, help me. Let me go back because you just came in. Sometimes you just want to shed tears for Liberia. Look at our port.
We moving away?
No activity cell.
I think whoever put that photo up, he should be fired. If he's a government official, he should be definitely terminated because now when the government is appealing to Liberians. The government just issued a statement today that they are working, they are trying to bring rights in the country, they are doing everything possible, and you come up and make fun of the Liberian people like this. This individual need to be fired, even if he's doing his own Facebook page. Need to be terminated. I don't know whether he was representing the government or somebody told him to do it, but the government just came up with a statement today and said, "Look, we're trying to do this. Everybody's even yesterday we had on the show. We're asking that nobody protest, give the government a chance so that they can deal with this situation." Then a government official who should even be the one coming up and putting this kind of thing up, he should be terminated immediately. I mean, he should be removed. You don't make fun of people like
And
that, you know.
and he stated that after the official release from the government.
Yeah, I think he's making marker of the
Let me
government,
ask you.
making
Let me
marker of the
ask you.
people. He need to be fired.
Yeah,
I want
Dr.
to ask
Peabody finish. Kev, 1 minute, please. Let him finish.
You
I
know,
beg you. You
After
will
the
come in
government
next. Let
issued
him
a
finish.
statement, we were all asking for statement yesterday. The government came out with a statement. You shouldn't go there and try to you making marker of the government. To be honest, you know, you are completely making marker of the government because they are appealing that you come up there and put this thing say we got rights at the port and other. Let it come from an official, somebody from the commerce ministry who said we got rights now, but the commerce ministry report did not say we have rights in the country now. They said rights will be coming in a few days and stuff like that. And you come and put that out. I know he's not representing the government, but he needs to be fired.
Kev, coming.
Let me ask you a question, more Ali, quick before you said he was you or Mariah. You said he actually made a statement on OKFM stating that the vessel at the port, at Freeport. One of your things, he actually made us that.
He said, let me state it clearly. I listened to him, and someone is trying to get recording. He said there is a ship berthed at the Freeport of Monrovia, where I think either 34 or 35,000 metric tons of rice. That was his statement.
Were he talking about this ship, or he was saying something? I just want to make it clear because the reason I'm saying it, I will buttress his firing if he made that statement concerning this vessel.
I'm not going to the port to know which state.
Yeah,
which state
because I will buttress that statement if he made that you know this picture that we show that we know that in the coming days that rice will be in Liberia. We know that for sure. But if he made that statement on OKFM misleading the people, I think something serious should happen because that's misleading. I will buttress that. But I want to know whether he actually made that statement. On Facebook page, a lot of fake things happening. So I'm not going to go on Facebook page. But if you said, Mo Ali, that he made
a statement on OKFM.
On OKFM. And talking about this particular ship that at Freeport, then I would say yes, he shouldn't make that statement because he worked there. So he shouldn't make that statement. I think some penalties need to continue.
So thank you. The news we have. Margaret, you want to call me on air? Yes, you does. No problem with that. Okay, so we have Malcolm Scott. He's the spokesperson for the port. Malcolm Scott is currently at the port. Malcolm, welcome. What news do you have for us? So thank you. The news we have, which is Scottish, and you want to consider it as a breaking to ease the tension of the concerns about the rest situation. The reason why I'm calling is because you read a statement, no disrespect to that statement, is that to confirm and add additional juice to that, allay the fears and allow ensuring that the society is stable, is that you keep mentioning vessels coming in will be better in the coming days. So the information I'm trying to convey to you There's a vessel currently at birth. And that vessel is that means that I'm getting English. I can speak that English more than you. So that let me understand when you say birth, it means that the ship reach and pack into the port. So I say the plane is still like a car and stop there. Right now, someone I said that already. Okay. That's what they call a MN Morag at Sydney. They got right inside? Yeah, they get right in it. That red vessel, that red ship. Okay. So we put all the rest together that in that ship. That 34,000 metric ton. Oh. Yeah. So they say bring 34,000 metric ton. And they say there's already putting all the radar. They can put in the radar. They say put in the radar. This radar coming down. It's coming down from the ship.
Kev Hassan.
Yeah. Okay.
What's
okay, let me say this. And let me be clear. I don't know his voice. I don't know this gentleman. I don't know who the gentleman is. But what we're playing right now, some of the things that were not too clear to me, but I think I heard him saying there's 34,000, they're taking it down at the port Nana and everything. But if the gentleman you're talking about, if that his voice, I don't know his voice, I repeat, but if that the gentleman's voice that called and misleading the people, I don't think he should have a job. I don't think he should have a job because you don't need to play with the people. I would say that. But again, I don't know his voice. I don't know this gentleman. But what I heard, if that's the gentleman,
we don't need to repeat ourselves. Let me say this. That's him. Kev, hold on.
I'm not disputing you. I don't know.
Hold on. Kev, but we pass you now, please. We pass you. We should start.
I don't know.
Kev, I pass you, please. There's no need to play around and say, I don't know his voice. I don't know that's him. That's him. He lied to the Liberian people. He got this on his social media page. He called on another radio station. His name was mentioned. He introduced himself, and he spoke by spreading lies in the midst of the rest crisis in the country. And everyone listen to us tonight. This is horrible. How can the government come to defend herself? Dr. Richardson, how you just sit over here?
That's not the official statement from the government.
Kev, I hate to mute you, but I have to.
Yeah, but it's not
you
the
spoke
official
already. Kev, you got to listen sometime. It will be helpful. Please. Let have our time to talk. You talk. Let's have our time to talk. Please. It's irritating. Sometimes the politics we play, it's just the worst. Hey, man. We can sit on the show every night. We must defend the lies because they are sedition. Defend the lies because they're in the government. Pretend not to hear. I believe we should care about Liberia too, man. Every warehouses today, the gas went there, they empty. Look at the video. People crying. No food. Look at this video. God we have turned to, Dr. Peabody. See what is happening in our country.
It's really, really
And
difficult.
the government will come up with a statement, the worst ever. What did you speak then?
Well, you
And
know,
the government.
I really thought even the statement today, I would have thought that the Minister of Commerce herself would have come up and read that statement. But she in turn sent somebody else. But again, it was a good statement to at least encourage the people. Not fully what the Liberian people are looking for, but at least they came up with something and said it. But in regards to that put, I think that young man need to be fired. I don't think he was speaking from the government, because I don't think any government would want to come up and mislead that people like that. That is just so.
But Dr. Peabody, Dr. Peabody, you're confusing me. This guy is a director for public relations at the National Port Authority.
Well, he needs to be fired for playing the fool. He needs to be fired.
Exactly, but let me sure that we get his letter of dismissal. Let me make sure we got it tonight.
But we need to establish who he is and what's his name. You know, we need to tell and let's advocate that he be fired, because I don't think any government will make a statement like that and say there's rights. The rest just came and put a live picture up and say there's rights. And when the people are dying, the people are struggling, and you work with the government.
But let me ask you a question, then we'll move on to the other guys, the other people. When he said, when he said, to the statement the government put out, what different?
What is it? There's two things. They came up with a statement. They said rights are coming, and then he came up with
Dr. Peabody. Dr. Peabody, did you read the statement?
Well, I mean, that the best they could do.
We're going to read the statement. You read the statement line by line?
But what else could they say, though? What do you think? What else could it say? There's no right.
You get to the please give a few more time, weeks, and rest coming.
You know,
they're saying they gave the people $14 million. The people say you didn't give us $14 million. Exactly. 14.
It's a whole. I mean, it's just a whole.
Come on, man.
It's just a whole. But I think this young man.
But anyway,
I'm more concerned about this guy. I'm more concerned about this guy who was making mockery of Liberian people. That he be.
I send you something on your DMP check-in.
You know, when I watched that video, I had goosebumps going over my body, because to see responsible Liberians, to see our fellow Liberians standing in line, you know, just having police people escorting them with one bag of rice. You know, where have we've come to this? I'm old enough to say that I've never seen such a thing in our country. You know, short of maybe during wartime, even during wartime, I didn't even see those type of images repeatedly. You know, and before I can even go to the trauma, the stress of the people who are standing in that line today at that vicinity, I don't even want to think about that. But it is so disturbing to see someone that work for the arm of the government, an important institution of the government. I'm not just talking about one of those low-level bureaucracy organization. I'm talking about the National Port of Authority. So in my mind, he is representing the government. And this government is presenting conflicting and confusing information to the Liberian people. He came out and lied, misled. He was very insensitive. So we had the same situation. The fact that this government has not spoken for 4 or 5 days. They are very insensitive. They are not identifying. They are not empathizing with Liberian people. Why should I say that to believe that they will fire this young man? I mean, if they fire him, great. But they are showing their inability to lead. They are showing disorganization and confusion in their government. Nobody follows the chain of command. When you work in an institution, you follow a chain of command. You don't speak, you know, out of turn. You speak in a consistent way, especially for this grave situation that we have in our country. And I don't believe he's going to be fired because he represents the government. This is what they do. This is disturbing. This is unbecoming. This is where we are, Liberians. This is where we've come. It saddens me. I mean, I get emotional about stuff like this. I mean, it's not politics. It's all about, for me, watching Liberians stand in line for rights. Where are we? Even when we talk about Ethiopia, we didn't see such an image.
Thank you, Dr. Richardson. Thank you. I'm trying to get in contact with the gentleman, Malcolm, to come on the show and clarify. We gave him the right for him to do so, and then we can ask some questions. Mariah, you want to go Mo Ali next, and we'll go to our brother Kev Hassan.
Stand up, I think we're talking about again.
You get trouble.
We got it here. We're not talking.
We're going to move on. I want us to talk about the letter because the brother is coming on. I want us to talk about the letter.
Because at the end of the day, he's supposed to be speaking right now. He's supposed to be thinking about how he just got fired. You don't do that to the people, especially during these times. Period. That is false alarm. That is creating hopes in a hopeless situation. That is a recipe for disaster. What if everybody had gone to that port today? What if people had gone to that port like they used to go during the war to go get rice? What would he have said? What would have happened? Why would he post that when he knew it wasn't true? He went to the port, not to say he how you call it, out of town. You work at MPA at that port. If even somebody told you right here in the same picture, you can go stroll right to the port harbor and go see whether that's true the rest there. So what is his excuse? We're not going to sit down here and make excuses for him. He spoke as the PRO. In fact, when Judah just said a spokesperson of the MPA, he confirmed it. He spoke. He continued to insist that his information was correct. Only for the media to go there and do a whole video and the whole place empty and no shape there. How is that okay? Why should we even be bringing him on the show to defend his actions or to appeal to his bosses? And anyway, they not even care, because if they cared, he would be fired by now, or a statement would be out.
I don't think he should even come on the show. I don't think so.
He shouldn't come on. We shouldn't give him that platform. There's nothing else he has to say unless he's about to apologize to the Liberian
and people. To the Yakula, the man is not proven guilty unless he got due process. We should give him due process.
That will give him due process. We don't want to quote.
But if we give him due process, then why we say it's from the government?
You're giving him the due process too. We don't want to quote us.
We should give this man his constitutional right. And you know that, Anthony Yakula. Mo, go ahead. Mo Ali. Kev Hassan, you want to go ahead? Let Mo is freezing.
Yeah. I'm here. Hello, I'm okay?
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Mo.
Okay, thank you. Like Mariah said, I do not think we should still be discussing this reckless and irresponsible lie coming from Malcolm Scott. And the thing is, it's not only Malcolm Scott. There are a whole lot of other officials of other government entities who are parading around with some of these lies. They were even posting it, your right issue is solved, showing the same picture that you show with the white guy with the Ivorian something. They get them all over the place. They just posting your rights is here, your rights is here. It's a whole syndicate of lies that they have concocted to tell the people. The danger about this is you tell the people rights is here. This person works in Buffer Chambers' office.
Who? This
you
Josh?
Tell the people rights is here. And then after 2-3 days, they can see. Yeah, right. He works in the speaker's office.
The people,
And he's saying 1 million bags, yeah. Currently at Freeport being discharged. And this guy is only making this statement because of what Malcolm Scott said. And because they want to make it look like, it's unprecedented in the history of Liberia for a government to solve rice problem. So they started parading with it. If they were sensible enough, they would have zoomed the pictures to see who were those on the port. And they have access. They would have found out before running with it to lie to the entire country. Like I said from the beginning, you can lie about any other thing, but do not lie to Liberian people about rice. And don't lie in any other country about their staple food. And I keep citing the example of Sudan, a dictator who was in power for 35 years. The people's staple food there are flour, bread. When there was acute shortage of those commodities on the market,
Hey, back up.
it was not politicians who asked people to protest. You got it all at any cost. Hello? It wasn't politicians who asked the people in Sudan to protest. The students at dormitories in schools could not get bread to eat. So they started protests. And their protest was until the army of Omar al-Bashir reacted to them violently. The professionals joined in, the politicians joined in. And Omar al-Bashir, I think he's undergoing trial somewhere or something. Do not lie to the people. Whoever Malcolm Scott is, he didn't only write it on his Facebook page. He said it clearly, and where he was even speaking that, hey, the ship has berthed, or there's a ship berthed. That when Julius said, my man, put it in simple English. You say ship packing on the port. You say, yeah, the offloading rest. Nah. I was speaking thousands of bags.
Mo, but I'm sorry. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Mo. We're about to call him. I just spoke to him. He's packing off the side. And Nelson Colette, you should have the number. Please call him. And let's just give him the time for him to tell us exactly. You know, let's be fair. Let's hear from him. He said it's on the social media page that they have rest, and he can clarify. While Nelson getting hold of him, welcome, Minister Jackson, Astor Jackson. Just, I will interrupt you once Nelson come on, but you can talk to us, Minister Jackson. Go ahead, please.
Oh, you want me to say something? Again, thank you for having me, and let me extend hearty greetings to my colleagues, Kekula, Alimo. We come a long way from the University of Liberia. And to your other co-panelists, I'm very humbled to be here. And I'd like to extend greetings to all Liberians following the broadcast across the globe. I'm happy to be here, man. And to join these distinguished colleagues in amplifying the voices of our people. Because when we come here, we do not speak for ourselves. We just amplify the voices of the suffering masses of our country. And so that's what I come to do. That's what I show Mariah is doing. That's what I show Mo is doing. He's talking for thousands and thousands of people who love to add their view on your show. The issue, if you want me to say something now about the issue under consideration?
Please speak, because we'll be bringing in Malcolm shortly. Go ahead.
What I can say is that the issue under consideration is condemnable, but you know, everywhere around the world, if you ever read history and have an appreciation of history, the tactics being employed by this government to deceive, it is a tactic that's used by failed regimes across the globe. It is a tactic used by weak regimes across the globe. It is the tactic used by unpopular governments across the globe. Unpopular government will always invest in lying propaganda to deceive the public. They will invest in public relations as opposed to investing in truthful information and investing in the welfare of the people. This is exactly what you see.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, I'm going to come back to you. I think we got it. Yeah, I'll back you. I told you I would interrupt you because we have the guy to call. Please consider that. Nelson, go ahead, connect him, please.
Okay. I think he's on now.
Nelson. Turn it off, Nelson. Thank you. All right, we will try to connect with him again. He was on. I don't know what's happening. Let's try one more.
Hello?
Yes, hello.
Good.
Are you hearing him?
Good. Yes, thank you. Michael, good evening. Michael. Hello?
Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
But I'm
Okay,
in your ear. You have me in your ear, Nelson. All right, Michael, good evening.
Marco, are you there? Are you hearing the CEO, sir?
We are not hearing him, Nelson. Who in studio with you, man?
Wow. Okay. No. See, I think we can try for the last time.
Thank you. Hello?
Wow. It's still not going through. There's still an issue here.
All right. Okay, just
I'll
hold
the
on.
people in one he can lie again.
Just hold on, Nelson. Tell him I will call him from my end. Let me get my international phone, then I call him. Hold on 1 minute.
Okay.
I think you can go on. You are speaking.
Yeah, but I mean, let's just wait for you know.
Go on.
I don't want to come again and be fly and then I guess short in. So I don't know. So, but
that's what you take charge.
if we don't want the show to drop, I can go on talking, right?
That's what I said.
Okay,
ahead,
okay,
Mr.
good.
Jackson.
Mr. Jackson.
Go ahead.
All right, thank you. So the point I was making is that this strategy of failing government, investing in lying propaganda, it is a tale as old as time. But if you thought this was disturbing and we're criticizing the Freeport, because Mr. Scott represent and speak for the Freeport in his official capacity, and by extension, the Liberian government, he's one of the PROs that we all help while Amika to go we did there. So, you know, he's a compulsive part of the government. He can't the government. See you already?
Yeah, Nelson, tell him I'm calling him. You can hang up on him, please. All right, I think we'll go ahead till he's ready because I'm calling him, but he's not answering. We got to move on. We got other story to talk about, but
so I can go. Let me continue my thought. Maybe when I conclude, sure. I can find a way to get the guy in. Yes. So, but what I'm trying to get across here is, you know, it's good for us to criticize Mr. Scott for the conduct he's exhibited, to tell a deliberate lie to deceive the population. But what I think is even more disturbing, if we were to juxtapose the unfolding development regarding the rest issue, you will know that there is a chronic lack of leadership on the part of the president. Liberia is approaching food desert. And I'm trying to juxtapose the president's action and the lack of leadership on the rest issue. And this president decided to hold a birthday party, a party where they were eating lustily, drinking expensive alcohol from crystal glasses, and leaving behind pool of vomit for poor people to clean up. Brother, this is not leadership. The country cannot be approaching food desert. The country staple is in short supply. And you holding birthday party? And even when you got the opportunity as the leader to address the issue of the rice shortage, you use your pulpit to tell childish lies.
We'll get back. We'll get back on that, Minister Jackson, please. I have the gentleman.
I want to continue with my juxtaposition. If you continue if you can finish with him.
Yes, thank you. All right, go ahead. Your name and where are you calling from, sir? What's your full name?
So, Stephen, this is Malcolm Scott. I'm the official spokesperson of the National Food Authority.
Okay. Talk to us.
So, right, I did a job on my way home from the port, and I had to park just to weigh in and provide a little flash of clarity on what is being thought about. What I posted today is not fake. I'd like to clarify for the record that I did not post a picture. Rather, I posted a video recorded by myself and one of my staff. That video is a living and hard fact of an evidence of a vessel input discharging rice for the market. My job is on the line as I speak, that I'm prepared to resolve if the video posted by me is not a fact of a vessel input. I'm offering the Spoon TV and the reporter an offer to join me even if it's the moment. I can turn around and drive to the port so that your network will do a live recording and picture of the identical vessel named MN that is discharging the quantity of rice import. I've never lied in my public relations profession, and I will not lie. I know rice is RIGHT right. The situation is tense. The intent of posting that video was to show proof of a vessel input discharging rice. I did not post a picture from Ivory Coast. On my page, I posted this video. In addition to the video I posted, I stayed in a put up to almost 8 o'clock. And the head of the security at the port arrested a gentleman who bought the rice in the port at $13. The government approved price and attempted to sell the rice at $5,000. That's price hacking. That gentleman is currently in our custody, will be turned over for further investigation. But we also invited the Ministry of Commerce to take charge of that rice that was arrested by that gentleman for public auction. So my job is an offer if what I posted on Facebook is fake.
Michael,
yes.
What time was your recording? When did you do the recording?
So here's the thing there. At about 1 to 2, I went to the upper part of the corporate headquarters of the port. When you stand on the background of that top of the port, of the corporate headquarters, you see all over Monrovia and everywhere at the anchorage where vessels are in the port. There, I zoomed to a perfect footage of a video of the vessel. Besides that, I dispatched my staff very close up. They brought additional video and footage. The video that I posted is a living fact. It is not a picture from Ivory Coast. Tonight,
Michael,
kindly join me.
Michael,
Would you kindly listen?
Michael, let's just take it easy because where's your location? I'm sending guys to meet you now for us to go to the port and do a live recording. If the port allow us, you are the director. If they allow us for us to verify this story, where's your location right now?
So I'm currently let me drive my way back to your station. I know the guy at control called me. He assigned two reporters for me with your own private security for your safety purposes. I will drive them to the port at the pier where the vessel is. And if this is live, you never respect me in the entire life of my professional career as a journalist and a public relations professional.
Okay, we are talking about the free port of Monrovia, correct?
Perfect. Correct.
Correct. I'm going to ask you again, when did you do your video?
The video was done at about 2 o'clock, and I did a post at a later time of the day. And the reason why this was done was to cross-check the facts about the capacity of the vessel. So I cross-checked this with the harbor master. I cross-checked it with the department responsible for vessel call and
Michael, please, I beg you, one real quick. When did you do your video?
Well, the video was posted at a later part of the working day. The video was done between 2. I did a read of the video on my phone, and I kept it.
What time?
Cross-check around 2 o'clock, 1 to 2.
Okay, my video at the port was done 2:37 p.m. And 2:37 p.m. there was no vessel at the port with rice.
So,
Yes, sir.
To cut this matter to bring this to a close, I'm driving my way back to your station.
Okay.
Kindly assign 2 reporters to me. I will guide them back in the port.
Thank you.
If they ever reported that everything a vessel in the port, crucify me by hate thinking if I go to
No, we can't do that. We do no such thing, my brother. This will do no such thing. So
I'm making my way back to the station. If you don't mind.
all right. Hold on 1 minute, Michael. The guys have a quick question, please. While you make your way back, he got to drive back, so we will not keep you on the phone. Real quick,
that's
Mariah.
fine. I just need to,
Mariah, real quick.
to ask Michael. So according to your post, that's about 1 million bags of rice that the ship brought that is currently in country. Is that correct?
You want to go to the port? Is that matter right now?
Kev, you let him answer my question. Thank you.
Let him go to the port. You dispute what the man
You're
said.
going to the port. We're
Hassan.
not counting the bags of rice.
Yeah, he is answering her question.
Thank
Please.
you. The
Go
camera will
ahead,
not count the
Michael.
bag of rice.
She just
Michael,
find
go
this
ahead.
out now.
Yeah. The vessel metric ton is 34,000, and each push a pool of what the vessel posts on shore is a 40 in each of those package. If you do the metrics of 40,000 or 40, so to speak, 40,000 at 4,000 is 1,036,000. That's why I said the equivalent of the quantity of rice on the 34,000 metric ton of the vessel that came in is 1.3 million. The conversion thereof is 40 times 34,000 is 1,036,000 bags of rice, and that's the fact.
All right. So
That's the capacity, yeah.
all right. So what we're gonna do, the guys, they are making the way to at the compound, the Spoon Network compound, and you say you're gonna meet them there.
I'm driving my way back there.
Okay.
To pick them up. If the thing that it isn't reliable enough to ride with me, then I ride in that own vehicle, I will drive and to. But besides that, let me also let you know that in a non-distant future time, between 48 to 72 hours, there is another vessel of 22,000 metric tons.
No, it's not a conversation now. What we are saying, Michael, okay, you are everyone in Liberia listening to you right now. This is a very, very serious issue. Just to be straight. I'm also speaking to my folks at the port right now. And I'm saying to you, while we are live on radio and on social media, My guys are making their way to the station in Congo Town. You will meet them and they will go live if they allow us, just to verify whether we have a ship at the port, a ship that brought in rice. But I can guarantee you, my brother, when you get there, please call me. The guys will be waiting for you.
Yes, my number equal to the call me.
Yes, they have your number.
At the station, I would try to see. Somebody said there is a vessel in the port and no activity. Let them join me. They will do a video of the vessel in the port.
So again, we don't want to further ourselves with these questions, because you are saying that you're going to verify. You show there's a vessel at the port. My recording that was done to. So please do. Thank you very much.
I didn't post a picture. I posted a video. I didn't post a picture. I posted a video.
All right. Thank you very much.
Another post of the rest of somebody who was trying to hack the price of rice that he bought at Legendary.
Thank you very much, Michael. And I will call you shortly. Let me get the guys together. Yep. So he is making his way at the port. My guys are getting ready to be at the station. They will be driving with him live. Again, I am in communication right now with someone at the port. So I don't know where at the port they get a ship. Where? Because they're still telling me, those that are at the port, saying there's no vessel at the port. Are we talking about two different ports?
Maybe.
What was the setting of the port? Go ahead. What was the setting at the port? How do we do by here, right?
Why can't we wait? Why can't we wait?
Well,
He going to the port. Let's wait. He going to the port. So let's talk something else.
While we're waiting, let's talk about the press release that this Commerce Ministry put out that kept under us to say.
Because if he proves,
hold on 1 minute. Let Kev finish. Let Kev finish, guys.
If this man proved tonight that there's a vessel there, that he can prove it, then I hope the folks from the other side should apologize to the Liberian people. If they don't, then I think.
So, but if he doesn't prove,
it's on him.
He cannot prove,
it's on him.
Then they must fire him.
If he doesn't prove, it's on him. It's on
Then
him.
you will apologize.
Then he should apologize, right? And he should be dismissed now.
He can apologize.
Yes. If this man lied deliberately to the Liberian people, it should be it should get fired. Yes.
So what I'm saying here
but
is,
if he prove it,
if this man can, for me, if he can pull himself out there like that, then there's some truth behind it.
Exactly. And he's saying, let's go there.
Welcome to Liberia.
If he prove it tonight, if this man prove it tonight, because I'm waiting, if he prove it tonight, I think those loud mouth.
Don't stop calling people loudmouth now. We are waiting for him to prove something. Don't stop calling people loudmouth. Let us have a good show, guys. Yes, let's watch what we say, man. We are all mature.
Loudmouth is not a problem, because loudmouth is somebody who talk plenty.
No. Let's go back to this letter.
Your mouth that tear reach to your ear. Are you calling somebody loud mouth?
No, right, please. Let's be decent on the show. We're not going like that.
You know what decent for calling somebody loud?
We're not going like that. All right, guys. Let's go back to this letter. Dr. Peabody, I want to bring you in.
I thought I had it flow.
Your time is up, Astor Jackson.
I thought I had it flow and you shorting me, so I don't know what's going on.
I was trying to just make a point that I can talk to Michael, but now we're going back to the script. We got this letter to talk about the statement from the Commerce Ministry.
Continue from where we left off.
Okay, so
we'll pick up from where we left off, because I was still in speech when Michael interrupted us, correct?
No, he didn't interrupt us. We were bringing him on.
Another, 10 seconds?
Yeah.
So
guys,
I had to stop, but I was still in speech.
All right. So, Anthony Jackson, go ahead, make your point, and we'll move on.
Yeah, but you know.
Make your point, sir.
I don't want to criticize the show, man. Honestly, I don't want to criticize the show, man. But you know, I was in speech and we had to pause for Malcolm to
Anthony
come in. I
Jackson,
saw
go
we
ahead
want
and
to pick
make
up
your
from where we
point.
left
Make
off.
your point, Anthony Jackson.
Oh, yes, you see, we are discussing a very serious issue. The issue of Liberia staple is a national security issue. And we can't be casual about it. What Malcolm is even demonstrating, before I go to the substantive issue, what Malcolm is even demonstrating and proving to us is a lack of leadership, even in the information management organ of the government. A massive news of close to 1 million tons of rice coming to Liberia and mass rice shortage. It cannot be a news breaking by a PRO at the Freeport. The statutory body that communicate or perform the communicative function of the government is the Ministry of Information. You can't really get into a junior comrade with a PRO who has earlier indicated at 2 o'clock scientific time there was a port, there was a ship offloading food. Journalists went there at about 2:35. There was no port, there was no ship. It's a ghost ship. He comes back here and try to distort and deceive again, and we're going to waste our time and giving him credence. 2 o'clock he posted something. The news is about what? Accuracy. You can't in news and come back here and start double talking and wasting everybody's time. I'm an information person. I serve as Deputy Minister for Information, bro. I know what information management is. You can't post on it 2 o'clock, 2:35 press people go there, nobody there, no ship there. You come back and start double talking. You don't waste our time. You don't play with Liberian people full security like this. This is lack of leadership. So what Mika doing, and they are relegated this big news to a Freeport PRO. What's going on there? What's wrong with Mika? Is the Mika there? Is it abdicating its statutory responsibility to a PRO from Freeport? What's going on? You see, the lack of leadership in the government is affecting every aspect of the government. It should be concerning to Liberian people. That's why I was trying to draw attention. And I was saying, let's juxtapose what happened with the resting and the action of the head of the government. First thing the government communicated that what? The economy was performing very well. They were bragging and were boasting and the economy was performing very well. How can you be bragging and boasting that the economy is performing very well and Liberian people are staring in the face of food shortage or food insecurity going very high? It defies reality. Because if the economy is performing, then the first thing we're about to deal with is the issue of our staple. So there's a lot there. There's a distortion there. The other thing is the president who's supposed to exercise leadership, he relegates the issue of Liberia food security to holding a birthday party. And when he has an opportunity to speak on the issue, he spew, venom lies, childish lies against, the former ambassador of Liberia to the United Nations on the auto. What is this going on in the country? This is lack of leadership. When you have an opportunity to address a serious issue of national concern, you go on beating on Mr. Louis Brown. Mr. Louis Brown came here, and I said challenge lie because it's a lie that was obvious and provable. Mr. Brown came and convinced everybody that what the president said was a deliberate lie. But why are we doing this to Liberia? The other thing that even concerned with the food issue is even the element of corruption. The national legislature passed $11 million to what? Complement, to buttress, to subsidize the issue of the rest. Between national legislature, Ministry of Finance, and Commerce, we can't find 7.5 million. Only 3.5 million we're talking about now. Should we not be concerned about this? And we want to waste our time.
Mr. Jackson.
This information is so massive. It can be given to us by a PRO. Mika cannot be abdicating its responsibility to a PRO. And a PRO that is not even accurate with timing. What's going on?
Thank you very much.
Like this?
Thank you very much, Mr. Jackson. Let's just discuss this issue because we got to move. Let me set this in straight. The guys are on the way to the port. I have another group of guys, with the exception of the Spoon team. They are on the way to the port, and they can confirm that there's no vessel at the port. So this wait and see
What
game.
is this?
We will wait and we will see what Malcolm have to show us. Maybe, I don't know. But guys, let me tell you, let's move on. I just spoke with folks from the Freeport themselves. Those are working now. They say they are not seeing any ship. So for the sake of our audience, we say send the spoon, guys. They're going to do the recording and they will let us know. I don't know. I'm here, folks in Liberia. Maybe ship is at the port. Maybe. We don't know. But they're saying to me, Stanton, we're saying to you now, there's no ship here. And they will send us the video likewise. So we'll be having 3 videos. One from Malcolm, one from the Spoon team, and one from the independent folks that verifying what a ship at the port, and we'll show it to you guys. Let's move on. Let's talk about this letter. Dr. Peabody, you said something about this press statement that came out today. I really don't believe in it, though. I must tell you, I don't believe in it because I think it's just a cover-up. I already spoke. Number one, the person that read the press statement, not the commerce minister, she didn't read the press statement. Not the information minister, he did it. They brought a deputy, and they didn't take any question. Are we serious, Dr. Peabody? $40 million, a lot of question. Whether the importers receive the money or not, we don't know. And people want to play on us. Talk to me, Dr. Peabody. Mariah, Kev Hassan, Dr. Francine, and Mo Ali. Then we'll come back to Isaac.
As I said earlier, yesterday on the show, we did say that the government, it was imperative that the government come up with a statement in regards to the rice situation, or somebody come up and speak to the country so that the people can know exactly what is going on and what the issue. We argue that the government should not be mute on it. And then finally, they issue a statement. But I expected to see Minister Dix come up today and talk to the press and answer some questions in regards to the rice issue. Yet the statement, they came out with a statement, and we alluded to yesterday, where I expected the Commerce Minister herself to stand before the press and answer some question in regards to the entire rice saga. And that didn't happen. I think she should have come up with a statement and answer a question in regards to that.
Thank you very much. Mariah left. Mo Ali, you want to come in before we go to Mariah? You back? Go ahead, Mariah. Talk to us on this statement. You're muted, Mariah.
First thing I think is a joke. What is anytime soon? What's the time frame? I mean, you talk about rice in the what's the quantity? Talk about rice being sold. How much is it being sold for? What's the price? Where can the people find the rice to buy? The worst thing about that statement was the part about panic buying. Do they even know what panic buying is? That means it's available, it's on the shelf, it's in the stores, and people think it's going to run out, so everybody rush to the store to buy. What play air for people to even rush to go buy? The people that you show on the video, the people that are sleeping in front of the importers' house, the importers' warehouses. Liberians that are looking for rice everywhere. Where the panic buying is? Or they can just use words because it sounds good on the tongue. Where was there ever panic buying? Maybe that the government official then who knew what the rest was when did the panic buying and keeping it in their warehouses or keeping it to the executive mansion. So that statement is a joke. There are no specifics. Matter of fact, even the shipment that they say come, they say between mid-October to whatever November. The one that they say come in a couple of days or in a few days or in a short time. What specific date? When should Liberians expect the rice to arrive? The rice that you see currently in the country that people should not sell outside of the agreed price. What is the agreed price? Where is the rice to buy? I'm looking for rice. Where can I buy rice? And that statement was signed by the Minister of Commerce. And like you said, it was read by the deputy or whoever. But the point of the matter is, this is the official statement from the Ministry of Commerce, and yet it is so vague. No specifics. What is that meant to achieve? The information Liberians have been asking about is not even provided. Where can we find rice? How much is the rice at this point? When is rice coming to the country? And you say $11 million was given to the importers. 14 million, the first and the second 11 million. 14 million given to the importers. That's for the importers to say. So why don't we have rice? And you want to talk about circumstances outside of Liberia? I mean, come on. That children you talking to? Why the war in Ukraine affecting Ivory Coast and other countries? Even if it was or had an effect on the issue of rice in the region, how do you preempt and prepare? You know, when I was starting in Ukraine, how do you prepare for these situations? How do you ensure that you have enough in stock for your people that can carry you for at least 6 months to a year?
Mora, we'll get into all that little.
Yeah, but
stuff.
that's what the letter says.
No, I won't put the letter up. I won't put the letter up. I don't want us to just, say this thing about ourselves. You guys can see it. I'm concerned about the 14 million that you're making mention of.
Yep.
Where is the 14 million? Who's going to give an account of the 14 million? Where? Where is the 14 million that you pay about it?
It says it's been given to importers.
Yeah. They have given it to importers. We had Representative Koga on the show said, Samora said he gave 7.5. The importer said no. Your comment said no, you gave us 3.5. So when you finish on Mariah, I want to just look at the point that because of the situation at the port as of August 10, 2022, they couldn't drag the port, so therefore big ship cannot come. That's another part of the story.
Exactly.
So why couldn't Mawane Dix read this thing? Because she had no belief and no faith in it.
But she signed it.
Yeah, but I can sign it and give it to you to go read it for me. That's how it works.
No, but it's not who read it, it's who signed it.
I understand. It's okay. You're able to go stand on camera and answer questions on this crap.
But that's why they didn't take questions and answer.
That's what I'm saying. She couldn't do it. She couldn't stand and read this thing all by herself. She was sent it to her deputy to go read it. Why should we play with the Liberian people like this? Mo Ali, Kev Hassan come in, Dr. Rich is saying, let us pass this. It's more headache. Mo Ali.
Thank you, Stanton. First, here is what I think. Such a statement should be read by one of the very higher of, either in the Ministry of Commerce, the Ministry of Finance, or the Ministry of Information. And here is the reason why I said that. There are lots of speculations going around. We had the chairman on Commerce and Trade from the House of Representatives who made some allegations that $5 million was allotted for the rice importers and only 3.5 million made its way to them. There is an unaccounted for $1.5 million. The statement is saying 14 million is being, I don't know which being they use there. If it is BEING or BEEN, I don't know.
A good English.
The minister should have addressed the press so that some of these concerns, I say laughing, because if they say it's being BEING, that means they are disbursing it. They are sending it to the importer.
No, it said it has been.
It has been. That means that the people have 14 million. They have given them 14 million.
Exactly.
Now, If that 14 million has been disbursed to them, and we had in the budget, or we have in the budget for subsidies for rice importers, 11 million, that means that that is over by 3 million. Then there should be no reason why the rice importers should be complaining. But the only reason why the rice importers are not bringing in rice is because they've not got this money. And I want to believe the version of the statement that Representative Sam Koga made on this Spoon Talk the other night. But that was why it was important for the minister herself and representative or some of the top people at the Ministry of Finance to have addressed that press conference, because they would have been in the position, or they are in the position, to provide clarity on these issues. A representative, not only an ordinary representative, but a ranking member, the chair on Commerce and Trade, made a grave allegation, and the government will decide to call a speech from him. The government will decide to call a speech on all of the serious issues. And you issue a vague statement and say rice is coming. What is rice is coming? That statement should have even told us in the first place why we had the shortage. And the statement should have gone further to say, meanwhile, the government has put into place XYZ mechanisms to ensure that we do not encounter any of such rice shortage, acute shortage on the market in the future. Those are the things that you will be saying in a responsible statement, and the minister will be there to address it. They will be able to address some of the allegations made by a ranking member of the House of Representatives, because we're hearing a whole lot of things. Some people say 7 million are given. Some people say this. In the absence of addressing all of these issues, they send us statement. They say, you just take it, you carry. So what we do? We just take the statement, we carry, because Kev Hassan and Dr. Peabody and Stanton, they say we should exercise restraint. So we just take a statement, we exercise restraint. Stanton, your call for it, so we exercising restraint.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's get to Kev. Kev Hassan.
You know, again, I don't blame people who would try to play politics on this, because that's what some opposition actually want to see the country, you know, into chaos, would play politics on this issue. You know, the letter and the press release is from the Ministry of Commerce, and they said they have been given $14 million dollar, you know, and to the importers. Any official statement from the importers say they didn't receive no money? Let somebody show me right now. Besides, yeah, they say. Let somebody show it to me right now. Let's put it there. Let the importers then say, come on and say, hey, this is our statement. We won't receive no money from the government. Then they put it up. Oh, the money here, the money this, the money that. Oh, those are here they say talk. Put it up. Show me. Let the importers or let the dealers come and say, no, they didn't give us no money. We won't receive nothing. But until that, let's people just keep quiet. I will say this. Don't play politics over the people's lives. Don't play politics. But the lawmaker said his numbers were all over the place. He apologized the next day. He apologized to the Liberian people. and confirm. 7.5 million were given. He did confirm it. He said, I even asked some of my colleagues that the minister Samuel what they call it said it, and he stated he will not speak under oath and lie because there's serious consequence. But they will not tell you that. The opposition people will not tell you that. But they want you to believe that there is something dodgy happening. There is something there happening, because that's the only way they think they can win the election, by chaos. By chaos. My own brother Mo Ali talking about, they lying, they lying. This man who paraded all station and told the world that Cummings was wrong, that he telling us the lie. This man who paraded all the station, who testified against Cummings, called Cummings that wrong, don't he come here and have the audacity to tell somebody you lying? Well, Ali, don't have no moral right to say this person lying. Maybe if you apologize to Cummings and say, hey, you're not wrong, I was lying, and then you can be a born again. Because I cannot sit here and just hear you talking about they lie. Well, Ali,
thank you, Ken.
I think you should be talking about that. So let's
you really want to take this conversation on the other end.
No.
You do everything to shut the conversation.
Ali will talk that saying, pick up my phone. Somebody laugh.
I will say this to you though.
People say,
you gotta admit that was a good one, Kev.
When they push you to the wall, you have no way to escape. You know exactly.
Drop the bomb.
That was a good one, Kev. Whenever that you push Kev to the wall, you got nothing and come out something else.
For me, there's a part in the letter that says we want to assure the public that the current stock of rice in the country can serve the market up to the arrival of the next vessel. What is the current stock of rice in the country? A serious commerce minister, someone who's analytical and data driven with this political commodity, will tell us what is the current stock of rice on the market. In fact, they will even go deeper and tell us the nature and the state of the market. They were able to tell us that it gave 14 million. They were able to tell us the price of rice. But yet and still, we should imagine that there is rice on the market, contrary to what the people are saying and what they are feeling in some of the videotapes that we have seen of the people in the streets today. So I don't know. And this thing about blaming the retailer, saying then they move from there after they don't tell us about the current stock of rice that they have, then they tell us, say, oh, it's the retailer. They want to profit. These people are greedy. It's not that our government failed the people. It is the people who are trying to be greedy. The retailers who are trying to be greedy. They are trying to hoard the rice. They're keeping all the rice so that people from the other regional countries, Sierra Leone, Guinea, can come and buy for a higher price so they can make money. That's what this government is trying to tell us. That we have rice. Of course, they didn't tell the president the rice story because the lie started from the president. When he came into the country, he said, oh, we have enough rice. And so they are peddling this lie to the people. They have to stick by it. But the people in Liberia are feeling, and they know that we saw the video, that there's no rice in the country. So how do you come and lie to the Liberian people like this? And the most disgusting and the most surprising thing is the president, a man who claims that he's from Gibraltar, who says that he's suffered, he went to bed hungry before. He is expected to identify with the people of Liberia, and he is causing this problem for the people of Liberia. I hope you guys are listening and feeling, Liberians. I hope you are listening and feeling, listening to your body. Because as I've said on this show, there are some long-term consequences for not eating, for hunger. Hunger has nutritional long-term consequences. It got psychological long-term consequences. When I see a woman, even if I see a man climbing over the fence to go find rice, that caused me nightmare. That I can't get that image out of my head. So this government, as I go back again, has failed the Liberian people. They're incompetent, disorganized, insensitive, don't follow chain of command. Everybody's speaking out of turn on their own. They don't know what they're doing. They're not data-driven. You cannot run a country if you don't know your current stock of rice, a political commodity, or if you don't know your market.
Thank you, Dr. Richardson. Sir Isaac Jackson. What do you make of the letter? Because I believe you read this statement.
Look, the information put out there by the Ministry of Commerce is now the paper it is written on. To even want to waste our time, even trying to analyze it, I think it's just painful. Broadly speaking, you know that the communication from Commerce is chronically poor in detail and just broad in generalization. Now, when you're doing classic communication, you don't put that kind of rubbish in the public. You're not going to assuage the anger of the people by marketing lies because the people are sensible. They can see through the lies. Why are they doing this? You see, what this Rex Cressy is telling Liberian people is that President Weah is unfit to continue to manage the affairs of our country. If you have the man say he leader of the country, and the thing that is critical for the survival of the people, and the man playing with it, you know he's incapable because he can't do anything about it. He will prioritize a birthday party where he will go to drink alcohol in expensive glasses, leaving the needs of the poor people, the needy, because Weah has the fullness of food to his house. He and his ministers can afford the fullness of food, so they are unconcerned about the pain that the Liberian people want to go daily. On top of the insecurity in the country, where poor people working in the street, they get murdered, and we are still dancing buka, as was in the case of Princess, as was in the case of my friend Matthew Inez, with Bati Yeswa. He's still dancing buka. The people are hungry, and this guy is interested in hosting birthday party. I'm saying, let's just oppose this. Let's bring it for the consideration of our people. You see, the Constitution, the crafter of the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia were wise people. They gave to the Liberian people Article 17 right. That right is that whenever we have grievances, we must assemble in a peaceful manner to petition our government to address the grievances. What we're dealing with here is a critical national issue. If our people don't have food, how do they survive? Rest is our staple. The government is toying with it like it is doing. They're lying here. They got something to hide. They're hiding all over the place. 1 minute bragging about the economy doing well. How can you be bragging and boasting that the economy is doing well and our poor people can barely find food to eat? The government is supposed to be concerned about what happened to poor people. But this is a government that doesn't concern itself about poor people. It's a massive disappointment. The man from Gibraltar who knows how it feels to go to bed hungry today because our people entrusted him with power. His priority is for he and his minister to have birthday party. That's his priority. The Liberian people need to now stand up in readiness to replace the Weah administration because it is unfit for purpose. Everywhere around the world, when you have a government feeling like the Weah government is doing, in fact, Martin Luther King Jr., this respected, venerated civil rights leader, he says it in a very articulate language. He says, an edifice that produces better restructure. That's Martin Luther King. Then we are a political edifice is distributing poverty across the country. It is now starving our people and marketing lies. Why should we continue with them? Our people need to stand up in keeping with the right. No, let me land my thought, please. Comrade. This is unfair to
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Let us talk now. We got to move. Man, everyone entitled to 2 minutes, so we can let you pass 2 minutes.
My man, former minister, give me small minute. Add it up. I just joking.
Yeah.
But the point is, brother, this is a serious
matter.
And because of the serious nature of this matter, I think the government should not be relegating such matter to deputy ministers. The government should tackle this issue head on. Look at what we're talking about, the poor management of the information system. Malcolm Sky, a PRO as a high court Freeport, is supposed to be communicating a big national security issue of the commodity of breast shortage. What Mika is doing? Then you go to Commerce, where we need to get the minister come to answer her question. She ducking and dodging and putting deputy in front. You can't really get serious issue like that to deputy.
Thank you very much. I said,
Liberian people, they are
thank you.
They are treating
our people. I really want us to bring in this other. We appreciate you on this one. Thank you very much. I can give you guys an update. Our guys are on the way to the port. They'll be there shortly. Thank God, no traffic, and the guys are on the way to the port. I would beg you, Mo Ali, to be very fast.
Can you give me 1 minute quickly?
Yeah, Mo Ali, I will give you that 1 minute. We gotta go on to the next conversation, which is Mr.
Yeah, thank you. You know,
so be very fast.
Yeah. Thank you. You know, there is a paragraph in the statement issue that just caught my attention. They say, although there has been delays in the incoming consignments due to the vessel restrictions resulting from the safe notice issued by the National Port Authority on the 10th of August 2022, sufficient rice has been supplied to retailers to serve the general public.
What is this?
So, you know, Kev Hassan was sitting down there talking about people lying. He sat down on this show and said that Ukraine war made shortage of rice to come on our market. But the statement here is saying that the rice shortage is actually due to some safety notice issued by the Port Authority on August 10. But besides that one, they had supplied sufficient rice to retailers. So where the shortage is coming from, I am even more confused by this statement, by this paragraph. They say they get sufficient rights to retailers. In fact, it is not the Ukraine war, like Kev Hassan has been lying on this place, that caused rice shortage, but their own making. It is the making of the National Port Authority that has caused the shortage of rice. Kev, you didn't read that statement before they issue it or what?
I can't understand anything.
Thank you, CEO, for that.
Call your name, Kev.
30 seconds.
Yeah,
okay.
I want to just pick up on what Mo said. I want to pick up on what Mo said quickly.
No, guys. Kev got to respond, Kev. Yesterday, Morale said you call her name. We had to give her time to respond. So you respond, Kev.
I'll refer you to the statement by the American today, okay? Just read the first paragraph. That will answer your question. All right? That will help you. I just want to help you. You know, you my brother from the same faith, my brother. That's read out.
Most say he's of no religion.
So send it. That's here.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
but but
yeah. That's really. I hope. And I was sending.
All right, so
I
I'll
just
share
want
that
to
with
pick up
you
on the
guys.
point that Mo was making.
God, we really have to go on this one. I beg you guys, when you have your closing, you can make that. I want us to show folks, hey James, you made the thing small again, James. We need the whole picture. All right, so something Mr. Cummings did today. I want us to discuss this.
Can I just read it quick for Mo, the American thing?
No, we pass. When we're talking about Malcolm, then we'll read that.
Really quick for Mo. Now, my brother, let me help you now.
No, we pass. We got more, man. We got to respect time on our program this time, man. Yeah, let move. You and Mo can share that. So, Mariah Kula, you put out a press statement announcement yesterday, 2 days ago, that Mr. Cummings will be naming his team Cummings today. You guys invited everyone. And I saw folks, and the program was aired today. Your position as chief of staff, you signed on the document. I want to give you the chance to, thank you very much, James. Let me give you the chance to talk to us. Your program that was aired today, talk to us, and then we can ask you questions and we can discuss further.
Yes, thank you. So the CPP standard bearer and non-political leader, Mr. Cummings, today, as we had put out the media alert on Sunday, that he would announce the initial members of his team Cummings, which is the team he will be working with towards 2023. As we all know, campaign has not been launched or announced, so it's not a campaign team. But you know, Stanton, I say all the time, I'm very blessed and privileged and honored to work with someone like Mr. Cummings. And I always say, you know, he's my kind of leader because his actions always meet his words. I remember after 2017, he was being called Talk and Do because when he says things, he tries as much as he can to do them. And he's always said that not only to win a big tent and bring everybody under that tent, and that we will not and cannot develop Liberia if we run an exclusive or exclude other people from. Is my internet okay? I was trying to check. Okay, thank you. And when we exclude other people from being a part of the process, and he says, you know, for too long in this country, we've always had exclusion at every point in our history. Back, you know, pre-1980, if you're not, you know, Congo, you didn't get access to the opportunities that existed for Liberians. And then at some point under DOE, if you're not Kron, now under CDC, if you're not seditious, your chances of getting jobs or opportunities are slim. And we've always excluded certain group of people from either our governance process or being a part of the process. And he's always said that so we need to do things differently, and to do that, we need to be more inclusive. We need to include everybody, bring everybody under a big tent, whether it's people you like or don't like, regardless of their religion, regardless of their class, their tribe, their gender, ability or disability. Everybody deserves to be a part of the process. And his team today reflected that. If you look at his team, today you have, of course, women and men. You have young women and young men. So you have the young people, you have older women, older men, of course, the elders. You have Christians and Muslims. You have Fulas and Mandingos and Manos and Guillos and Krans. And I mean, it's just a reflection, and Gribbles, and just a reflection of the society. And of course, you have persons with disability. So part of the pictures you posted, you see someone with disability. You have old government officials. You have people who've never worked in government. You have business people. You have people from different political parties. And it's just infusion of what we want our country to look like. That anybody looking at this team can see themselves in that team and say, you know what, I feel a part of this team, and this is a representation of the country we have. We have market women and former ambassadors, and just name it. And I think this is something that other political parties should emulate when they announce their teams, and to make sure that every Liberian feels a part of the political process. So, I'll stop at that point, and of course, the discussion can continue.
Thank you very much, Mariah. We give all political party, all politicians access to Spoon, that you can come on the show and we discuss your event. My guy's telling me in the next couple of weeks, we will not be doing this for free. The managers, they are mad at me. We're giving free promotion to a political party that get a lot of money. So, but let's discuss this one today. I just have to put this one in. Mariah, I'm going to go around the table. If the guys have questions, they're going to ask you. And everybody will speak on this team comments. The last time Team Bwaka came up, we spoke about Team Bwaka, and we discussed the way forward for Team Bwaka. So we'll be talking about Team Cummings today. Let me ask you guys, Mo Ali, what you make about Team Cummings? Dr. Peabody? Okay, boys, what you make about Team Cummings?
Well, Mr. Cummings has constituted his team. I believe he trusts in the capacity of his team to deliver him a victory. I do not know the total makeup of it, but I'm sure his chief of staff has made the case for why Mr. Cummings put his team. I can speak very clearly the day the Unity Party Standard Bureau put together his team and announced it. I think Mr. Cummings trusts in the people that he has selected to form a part of his team for 2023, and that is what is important for any political leader. You should.
Do you have any problem with the members he have chosen?
In I cannot.
Do you have any problem from the outside, from the opposition?
You see,
you have any issue with those that you have chosen?
Maybe I do my politics differently. Election is all about winning. What you have problem with, the person who is selecting his or her team may not have problem with them. And their person may have seen what these people bring to the table and what they can provide him. So it is not for me to have problem with. If Mr. Cummings has problem with them, then that is a problem. I can have problem with anybody. It doesn't make any change. So what is important there is that Mr. Cummings has confidence in his people, and he has selected them to form a part of his team, and that is the most important one. I don't have problem with anybody.
Thank you very much, Mo. Thank you. I appreciate it. That's a Peabody.
Well, I think it's a good thing. I think what I do get from him, the team here, is that I get the impression from a man, especially with the resilience, from where he came from, when the whole CPP saga was going on, and people said, oh, Mr. Cummings, leave and go, and he should leave while he can leave, and others said, but like Mariah said, a man who believes in putting a team together that will be inclusive. Mom Mary, Uncle Jane, and all of that to work together. And I think what I saw today was incredible, that they are coming together and everybody that is represented. I mean, I wish all political parties better, but I think Mr. Cummings did a great job and being so careful in evaluating and putting a team together. I think that's a strength. I mean, he took his time, and today we saw him putting up his new team. I think we must commend him and commend the CPB for doing that.
Thank you. Kev Hassan?
Yeah, and funnily, I was watching this, and Mr. Cummings, I actually watched the replay on it because of the time here I was doing something else. And when I saw the lineup, then I start to think about Mr. Cummings' message and Mr. Cummings' trusted lieutenant. She said I shouldn't call her chief of staff, but she's the chief of staff of Mr. Cummings. What she said. Can you play this tape for me?
Will a Kumi presidency do it differently?
Of course. And you can see it from even now as an opposition leader. You know, he always says we cannot keep doing the same things over and over and expect different results. And the way he explains it is, if you listen to the radio, the battery give up, the radio start going, the radio can come on. You take that same battery, you keep putting it back in the radio will not come on. You gotta find a new battery. You can maybe sometimes when people come in the battery, they put the battery in the sun. Whatever you can do to make sure you do something differently so that the radio can come back on. In this country, class, we've continuously elected the same kinds of people, the same politicians, the same people who worked in government for 20, 30, 40 years, the same people who've been in political parties and running parties for 20, 15, 20 years. We've done the same things. We expect these same people to do what?
So listen to what Mariah was saying, and the actual, when you watch the lineup and you see Louis Brown and others, all those people who work in government over and over again, you can see them. They're there, the same old folks. So Mariah was saying something, and this doing something else. One thing I agree with her though, she said the battery will not start. The battery keep playing. So now I agree with her. That's why Cummings it's not starting. That's why you can see Cummings is not jumping. That's why you can see he's not attractive, because he's doing the same thing as he claimed he's not going to do. So the people say, you know what, this man talking on the both sides of his mouth. So I want Mariah to answer this. Why her statement of OK FM yesterday and Mr. Cummings doing something different? Are they talking on the both sides of the mouth? Are they trying to fool the Liberian people? Because Louis Brown is from the old side. He's an old politician. He been there. Folks there. Wisner, all those guys that work in government. Toga, all the guys that work in government. But then they saying different things to the people. So I want Mariah to explain that statement, saying something to the public and doing something else. Because I think Mr.
Can I respond to that, Stanton?
Yeah, actually.
All right, thank you. So, Kev, I usually say this to you: comprehension is a learned skill, and I know a lot of people struggle with that, so I can understand it. But that video clearly supports what I said and what we have today. I clearly said we continue to elect the same people, the same politicians who've worked in government 20, 40, 50 years. Any of those people on that team up for elections as president?
Mariah, you say politician.
No, you asked me to respond.
Let me play the clip again. Maybe I didn't hear it. Let me play the clip again, guys.
Will a Kumi presidency do it differently?
Of course. And you can see it from even now as an opposition leader. You know, he always says we cannot keep doing the same things over and over and expect different results. And the way he explains it is, if you listen to the radio, the battery give up, the radio start going, the radio can come on. You take that same battery, you keep putting it back in the radio will not come on. You gotta find a new battery. You can maybe sometimes when people in the battery, they put the battery in the sun. Whatever you can do to make sure you do something differently so that the radio can come back on. In this country, class, we've continuously elected the same kinds of people, the same politicians, the same people who worked in government for 20, 30, 40 years, the same people who've been in political parties and running parties for 20, 15, 20 years. We've done the same things. We expect these same people to do what?
Okay.
No, listen.
Okay. No, I'm not finished.
Wait.
Come in.
Okay.
We played the clip.
I didn't ask a question. I made a comment. But go ahead.
Yes, but we played the clip. So, Kev, you got what you were
All right,
saying?
relax.
With elected. Go ahead.
You talk about elected. You talk about politician who moving from party to party.
What?
Look,
You see, the one said comprehension is an issue for you.
Listen, yes, you said elected, and you also said
elected who?
You also said politician moving from party to party.
No, I never said moving from party to party. You see, Kev, listening is one thing. Kev, let me speak. Listening is one thing, comprehension is another. I said, hey man, it's either you will let me speak or you will not, because you've been caught red-handed.
Yeah, okay. Moran, hold on 1 minute. Moran, hold on. Kev, what's your argument? What did she actually say on that clip?
She actually talking about old politician moving from party to party.
Okay, so that's what you think, that's what you heard, right?
That's
old politician moving from party to party, right?
To party.
Okay, hold on 1 minute. Moran, what did you say on the clip before we play?
I never said that. First, Kev said, I said we're using the same people. I first said we continue to elect the same people who've worked in government over 20, 30, 40 years. The same people who've ran political parties for 10, 15 plus years. I never said who moved from party to party. Play the tape again.
Okay,
Kev,
I will play one last time. Because I bring it down to Peabody and Asset Jackson.
No, when you finish playing the tape, I'll respond to Kev.
So hold on, I will play this in one last time. I hope you guys pay attention now. We're getting two different versions here.
Okay.
Will a coming presidency do it differently?
Of course. And you can see it from even now as an opposition leader. You know, he always says we cannot keep doing the same things over and over and expect different results. And the way he explains it is, if you listen to the radio, the battery give up, the radio start going, the radio can come on. You take that same battery, you keep putting it back in the radio will not come on. You gotta find a new battery. You can maybe sometimes when people in the battery, they put the battery in the sun. Whatever you can do to make sure you do something differently so that the radio can come back on. In this country, class, we've continuously elected the same kinds of people, the same politicians, the same people who worked in government for 20, 30, 40 years, the same people who've been in political parties and running parties for 20, 15, 20 years. We've done the same things. We expect these same people to do what?
Okay. All right.
Sandra, you the judge.
No, somebody phone ringing. Guys, let's mute, please. For me, I do understand this, Mariah. I think I'll take half of Kev and half of you.
Look at trouble.
Yes.
Because
no, seriously. I will take half of Kev and half of you. It's the interpretation.
No. So let me say, I said it. So let me say what.
Clarify. Yes.
Thank you. I clearly said the question was, would a Cummings presidency be different? That was the question. And I said, yes.
Interrupt you. Our guys are coming on from the port. Please, let's just bring them in. Or go ahead. Go ahead, Mariah. Finish up real quick.
Okay. And I clearly said yes, because we continue to elect the same old people who worked in government for 20, 40, 50 years will continue. The same people who ran political parties. Kev lied when he said, I said people who leave from party to party. Kev, comprehension as skill. Go learn that skill. That's the first thing. The second thing is, I clearly also said, when the battery is low, you do whatever you can to ensure that battery helps the radio work again. So if you have to put it in the sun, if you have to do whatever you need to do with it, you do it, but you can take the same battery and put it in the radio again. Kev, you have to understand.
You said battery will not work.
Okay.
You're not going back and forth on this because it's
That's
you
okay. Richardson, go ahead. I gotta go to answer Jackson quick.
So y'all going to the
let
now.
Dr. Richardson go ahead. We gotta move
No,
on.
but after yeah. So I stand by that, Kev, because that is clearly what it is. And I continue to say, Mr. Cummings is not that. He's not one of the old politicians who worked in government over 40, 50 years. He's not a person who ran political parties for 10, 15, 20 years. And clearly,
those guys are from the old party. They're the old people.
So you listen,
Go ahead. Mariah, the Kev Hassan and Mariah show will be every Thursday. Folks, the Kev Hassan and Mariah show will be every Thursday on the Spoon Talk. Kev Hassan and Mariah show will be every Thursday. We gotta go on.
I like to,
but let's just move on now, guys. Our guys at the port. Our guys at the port, they are coming in. We'll get to you, Dr. Richardson and Mr. Jackson. Please forgive us. Let's see if we can make contact with them. Good day. Are we good? Nelson, come on, Nelson. All right, they are getting ready. They are getting ready. As you can see, we've really got to verify the story. Dr. Richardson, real quick.
First, just want to congratulate Mr. Cummings. I want to congratulate Mariah, Tim Cummings, for making such a significant step towards, winning the elections in next year. But we have to look at the pros and cons of a campaign team. Mariah has talked about some of the pros. There's a diversity in the team. And as we look at each of these members of the team, we see that they are they have followers, they bring in people. It represents the country. Like she said, the country repeatedly have had a certain group of people in power or in leadership. And now Mr. Cummings is trying to do something different. And then we want to go to, some of the cons of the team. Like people can make the comment, oh, these people were in government before. And of course, maybe these people are experienced. If that's the only criticism or that's the only con is that these people are in government before, then of course, maybe these people come from experience. There's also another criticism that some of these people who had allegations against them, something that may be a distraction. But on the other hand, allegations are allegations. They are what they are until proven in court. You can come to me and say, oh, this person did this with the TRC, this person did this with war crime. So if that's what it is, they have
this allegation.
They have not been proven otherwise. Okay. Lastly, Mr. Cummings is the standard of measurement in our country. When you're ready, just let me know standard. He in order to set standards, you have to be with the in group and the out group. You have to understand and know exactly what the country consists of, the fabric of the country. And so I think having such a diverse team gives Mr. Cummings a paramount view of what is happening in the country. And he sets the standard of tolerance, as you can see, the diversity in the group of people that he has put together. So I would say that's a great start for a campaign team. And, bravo to the campaign team.
Thank you very much. Isaac Jackson.
Let me pick up on the point the sister was making for the initial step taking. What Mr. Cummings brings to politics is his own impeachable integrity. Unlike we are, who upon taking power in the country, created an atmosphere for corruption to flourish. Honor Cummings.
Another old wine is talking. You got another old guy is talking again. Jesus.
I hope you're going to continue now to stop interrupting.
You got to speak, please. Go ahead, Isaac, please.
Honor comments. Government will not be dealing in deliberate lies like the Weah administration is doing. The evidence is clear and incontrovertible. There's no rest in the country. The government is telling us that they have given $14 million to importers. They are ghost importers because the government has a history of dealing with ghost money exchangers. We saw that in the case of the 25 million of public money that was thrown down the toilet, and the government continued to deal in lies, peddling lies. You know, he tried to pick up upon Mr. Brown, and I can speak for Brown. I can vouch for his integrity because I work with this man. This man is among the best in our country. So when you're talking about, when you're picking on the aphorism associated with our people from back home, for all across the hinterland of the country, they say, you sit on old mat to plan new one. Minister Brown is among the echo supernere of Liberian politics. He's not one of those disco flunky that we are brought to power. We are took an assistant minister from early administration and catapulted him to the minister of state. What did he do? He was so overwhelmed with power that he decided to steal so much that the American got angry with him. Cummings will not do that. The impeccability of Cummings' character attracted or won for him important friends across the globe. He is going to make sure that Liberian people get back to work. You're talking about Minister Brown? This is the man who raised Liberia flag at the United Nations so high that even the former president of Liberia was proud of his record. I said this because I've never told Minister Brown this. I will say to you in the public manner. I was with Madam Selig on her 81st birthday in London. And I was explaining to her the challenges I was confronting with the government, how I was making effort on the floor of the IMO. Liberia and Australia were filing a paper to call for the reform of the IMO Council. I was talking about how I have made Liberia to win with the highest number of votes ever in the history of the maritime program. She said, yes, Isaac, I recognize all that you're doing. She said, but look at what they did to Louise. And you could see the passion and the regret in her voice because Louise had put Liberia on a committee that Liberia had never had in the last 50 years. This is not a man you talk about.
Why are they all Louis on the team?
So you see, what we're doing here is breaking. You say politics is not for disco flunkies. Politics is for the best. You know, people who got passion to elevate their country. And not people who want to see and distribute poverty like the Weah people have been doing. You know, let me lay my thought on this because I'm passionate about what Cummings brings to the table, brother. Every day you want to learn your thought, what Cummings brings to the table. You see, I'm passionate about what Cummings brings to the table. This is
why you're not on the team.
The man who said, I will show a light
the others
on injustice.
Oh, okay.
Even when people lie upon him, what did he do? He put his integrity on the line for international forensic auditor, and they established in evidence.
Our guys are sending us picture. We got to start speaking because one of the issue I know you.
So I will have to come back, right?
No. Let me say what I want to say on this. Let me say what I want to say on this new.
Cummings is the best
team. Let me say this. I'm troubled.
But you didn't let me talk about a new team, though.
That's a Peabody.
We're talking about the team, but we're still talking Cummings. Because Cummings is the head of the team.
That's a Peabody. You spoke about the team, sir. You were
the
first.
Yeah.
Oh. You forgot that.
Well, I thought we're talking about Mariah's video.
No, it's Mariah's video. We're not talking about. But let me talk about this thing because we really got to run with this. My own take about this Cummings team, Kev Hassan. You know, Mariah, Well, I'll call Kepa Sunday, you know, put your face in front.
Because I told you, I said, you can be John Kepa some bandwagon.
Oh,
I'll do it.
no.
Because you know,
I'm
any commendation of this team will be a slap in our face. So we agree.
No, not because of President Weah, but I want to say my own disappointment to this. I'm happy that Mr. Cummings is bringing a team together, but I'm a little bit disappointed. The name Cummings, the man Cummings, when Cummings appear, when that name ring a bell in one's ear to talk about change, someone that is fighting corruption in Liberia, seriously. When the name Cummings is announced in the gathering, it's like Session is in that gathering. Everybody running, they don't want to be attached to Session. When Cummings' name is announced, you see, to me, maybe it's me, but it's like a new day. So it's like Mr. Clean. It's like Mr. Change. That's what he brings to the table to me. So what bothered me about this Tim Cummings, I'm seeing this Tim Cummings to be a third term of Madam Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I'm saying this. Hold on, guys. Let me make my point now. I'm very serious, and I have to be serious with the Liberian folks because I love Mr. Cummings. I'm saying this like we are going back now in the other half of UP. Joseph Boyka UP and Madam Ellen Johnson UP is chaired by Mr. Cummings. And I hope folks can understand me without no attachment to any political party. I will give you my very clear mind and understanding when I saw the team today. I was eager. I knew some members of this team because I have spoken to some of them. They reached out to me, but I decided to be quiet. You can ask a couple of the guys on this set. I shared names with them. But I was trying for Mr. Cummings to verify whether it is true. I think we got some strong young men and women in the country that have the country at heart. I see more like a recycled politician, but that's not Mr. Cummings. No. I see more trouble. You can say, well, it's Mr. Cummings. He's going to take the decision. He's going to make the decision. He's going to beat down people. But don't take us back to the first term of Madam Sirleaf or second term. No. Don't allow the people to see that UP under Madam Sirleaf image again. No hate from my old pap, my dear Pape, Toga McIntosh. Brilliant man, good ambassador, foreign minister. He's Madam Sirleaf. No hate, Brother Isaac. You will have your time to speak, sir. You know, no hate to Mr. Louis Brown, and I respect his intellect. But he's Madam Sirleaf. No hate to but let me
no, continue, Senator. That 44 names were called, and 4 from the former government makes it the entire list. That the propaganda you want to carry that Madam Sirleaf 44. And 4 persons work in Sirleaf's government, and that's UP coming back.
Anthony Moriah Yakula, can I please finish?
No, go ahead, finish. I want you to continue naming 4 out of 44.
Anthony Yakula, can I please finish? I beg you. You will moderate this show tomorrow, then we'll all sit down and listen to you. No. But I will say this though, on a very serious note, folks. I so respect Mr. Cummings because I think when he speaks, you feel that passion. You know that he offers business. You know that he will bring everything on the table to make Liberia what he thinks Liberia should be, and Liberia will be better. That's what Mr. Cummings always preaches. Or change Cummings. Or change Cummings. Mr. Cummings said, and Mariah said on the show, it's not of the past, it's not of the present. Said Joseph Boyka and that UP folks, they were of the past. 12 years that brought us to this current situation. So if we were agree on the show tonight, those folks work under Joseph Boakai and Madame Salif.
So did I, Stanton? Have you forgotten?
No. Mariah.
Are you saying nobody who
Mariah,
worked in the
Mariah.
past should be part of politics
You see
anymore?
people now, Mariah don't want to give me a chance though.
But I'm questioning.
Y'all see what Mariah doing?
But I'm questioning, Stanton.
He says,
But I'm questioning how to answer.
You said
Why
Joseph
I have
Boakai
to
is in the
answer?
past.
He's saying
Well,
anybody who
yes,
worked
Boakai
under Madam
is from the
Salif
past.
should
Yeah,
no longer
You're
be
taking
in
Boakai
politics.
people. Then you say Boakai from the past.
Kev, my brother, listen to me. There's a
Yeah.
reason why Mariah interrupted me. This girl is
No,
smart.
Stanton.
She didn't go to law school for nothing. But I will say this to everyone
Answer
listening
the
to me
question,
tonight.
Chief. Just answer that question.
But
Nobody
let
in
me
Madam Salif
land,
government should
then
ever
I
be
will
in
answer the
politics
question
again.
though. Let me rest, then I will answer the question. I cannot be in flight and you try to just cause sack on me like that.
Okay,
You know?
go ahead.
So, but I will say this to everyone though. 2023 or 2029, the name Cummings will continue to ring a bell because Cummings is doing what a leader should do when the leader talk about change. But then how can we go back and gather those folks and say, yes, these are my change agent? Toga McIntosh, hey, my own Oma from Grand Bassa, Judy Cassell, Louis Brown, George Wisner, my own boy. Some of them we don't even know.
No, keep naming, keep naming. Keep
But
naming.
Mariah, hold on now.
Hey, you see, that's the point. Stanton.
But
But the
Mariah,
four
wait now.
names, and you name four and say that the list. Keep naming. Who else from Madam Salif government?
But yo, guys, your Peter Mariah to be quiet though. I'm begging you.
Because you know, it not catch you. You want to
And you know
put
what
out this
happened here is
propaganda
like
that is
Hassan
Madam
and Mariah
Salif's
will always
government.
interrupt me. It's
4 out of
because
44 names.
Yeah, but
Name the rest.
CEO, it's not.
cannot finish.
It's not 4 or 3
Name the
or
rest.
2.
Kev,
Name the rest.
Kev,
All
You're
those
saying
people
that we
are
should
from the
exclude.
past. You're saying they're from the
We
past.
should exclude
Mariah.
people who
Kev,
work
you
in
taking
Madam Salif's
JMB
government.
information
Then I should
minister?
not be here.
Why
That's
you
why
keep-
your CDC
Still,
continue to
the
exclude
man who
people
propagate
who
JMB
work in the
message.
previous government.
But Mariah, you're not being fair though.
The man who
Ah,
propagate
okay.
JMB message.
Yeah.
You talk the
Who
way
not
you
being
want.
fair? You take
Yeah,
4
one
names
more
out
minute.
of 44 listing,
Mariah, I'm
and you
making
make
my
it
point.
the hairline.
Minister, then you say
Mariah,
that.
I'm making my point. Mariah, let me speak. Then from there you can come in.
Okay, I
So
will.
you promise not to interrupt me again, right? Thank you. No, that that sound like promise. You gotta say yes, I promise. That mean you will come back. But let me say this though. You see, Mariah, you got a point. You work in the government, but you're not part of the team Cummings. You are chief of staff to Cummings. That's a different thing.
No, but we're in the government. I'm
You
not
said
going to
you
be
wasn't
anywhere
going to
near
interrupt me
Cummings.
again.
You know what
You
you
said
said?
you wasn't going to interrupt me. There you go again.
Still, the woman herself that talking.
I'm not supposed to be anywhere around Cummings because I work in the
Even the
let
chief
me
of staff that talking.
But let me finish that, Kev.
She an old politician.
Kev.
Even her that talking.
Kev, let me finish. I beg you. My own woman, Nikki Jad, I name her. I will say to every one of you, you see that 44 members that they name? Mr. Cummings, he was very wise to say, I am not calling this name in any direct order. You know why he said that? He do not want you to know who the leader of the group. You shouldn't know who the leader of the group is. You shouldn't know who the top or who the bottom. He's not calling the name in any direct order, but I will say to you tonight, I will be very clear to you tonight. I am disappointed at the team. Even if you have one member of the UP government, I will be disappointed. I think they should come from the back in support of Mr. Cummings. They are not the change agent that Mr. Cummings promised in the Liberian people. They are not the change agent that will bring change to the nation. They are not the change agent that Mr. Cummings say, yes, I'm the clean guy, no debt. I'm on record that I'm clean. We know Toga McIntosh, my own pap. We know Louis Brown, we respect him. We know George Wisner. We know my own Oma, Judy Cassell.
Okay, so
I
I can
think,
come in now.
all right. Guys, I will pause here and let Mariah come in.
It's
Thank
right.
you.
Mariah, come in.
So I think it's a dangerous precedent that we're trying to set, to say that people who worked in public service before should be nowhere near other people's. That means I should not even be here. That means I should not be here. If we worked under Madam Sirleaf and realized that coming up in 2023, the best person to move this country forward to do what we could not have done is Mr. Cummings. You want to make that a negative? There is no one on that list who you can say is a criminal or is this or whatever. At the end of the day, we have to understand that it is people's constitutional right to associate and disassociate. And Mr. Cummings continues to say, we can only lead this country with inclusion and unity and build a big tent and bring everybody together. This issue of excluding people based on tribe, based on political affiliation, based on status, based on gender, based on disability is wrong and is dangerous. And if you would sit here and say that the Unity Party will not have supporters, that supporters from the Unity Party will not support Mr. Cummings, then it's clearly a misunderstanding of the political situation in Liberia.
That supported Mr.
It is
Cummings said
clearly
Mr.
a
Cummings was coming with that change message. You cannot now move the goalposts. You cannot move the goalposts, Mariah.
When Barack Obama came with change,
no.
do you think that he did not work with other Republicans and Democrats?
Mariah, don't give us Barack Obama. Mariah, Mr. Cummings said he was coming to bring the change.
I hit the point now.
No, you're not hitting the point. The mistake you're making is that
Barack Obama
you cannot come with that change and you bring the same old people. The people cannot help you to bring change.
Hold
on 1 minute. Hold on 1 minute. I think the guys. I think the guys are speaking. Yeah, hold on 1 minute. All right, folks, we're gonna just switch over a little bit. It's important. The guys at the port, right? I'm gonna be bringing you the picture. They cannot allow them to go closer to the ship that is at the port. The ship at the port are the same old ship. They are telling me what I am getting, and we have the picture. You guys, I think Mo, you were on the show 2-3 days ago. We showed a ship, the name Mara U ship that brought the last rice. They couldn't take all the rice out at the time because of the rain. My guys are saying that's the same ship at the port, but we want to hear from what the team have to say. Oh boy. We really got to do this. Nelson, are you in talk with them? What are they saying? Because they are off and on.
Yeah, so according to what the team is saying, they went through the screening process and everything, but when they entered the port, they did not get the
of no vessel being imported here. I made it my responsibility to contact your CEO through you to ensure that you come to see for yourselves. So in view of this, what I posted on Facebook today was,
can you call them?
There is a vessel import. MN.
I'm doing that. I'm doing that.
The vessel has
he's talking
34, so to speak, 34,000 metric tons.
But this guy get problem.
Discharge.
Wait. Come aside. Your guys get problem. Your guy get problem. Well, how you become a PR?
The operators of the vessel will open it to discharge the rice from the vessel. So in addition to the information we posted, the director of the Labrador Police confiscated some quantity of rice.
No, we don't want to hear that same story. We don't want to hear that same story, guys. This is the ship he's talking about. Few days ago, we posted this picture. You guys watch Spoon Talk. This is not a new ship. This is Marrakech. It's not a new ship. We have this ship on our page. Let's be serious, for God's sake. How can he send this ship name to us? So something is just not right with that public relation officer.
But the
You
first
guys
video
were on the
showed
show
there was
with
no
me.
ship, right? The first video showed there was no ship.
No, Kev Hassan, the video showed there was no new ship. That particular ship, Kev, you were on the show. It's on our page.
No, I'm talking
It's
about
been there.
that first video that we showed. There was no ship on that. And
Kev Hassan, listen, you were on the show, Kev. We showed that particular ship.
I remember.
You remember? Okay, thank you for confirming.
I remember.
But
But
that
that first
ship,
video.
but hold on now, I will put the first video on. And that ship that you are seeing now, the remaining of the rest, when we announced that they have 5,000, you announced it, that they were uploading the ship. They have only 5,000 metric ton left. The next day we announced that they had 2,000. That's the remainder of the rest on the same Marrakesh ship.
But can we
It's
go
not
back
a
to
new
this guy?
ship.
Can we
Let's
go
go
back
back
to
to the guy.
right?
They are off, Dr. Peabody. I'm trying to get in connection with them. If you look below our screen, they are off. And what is disturbing for him to show us the same ship again? Why are you showing us the same ship?
Okay, where I'm confused, the first video show zero ship. Tonight there's a ship.
No, let me help you something, Kev. Let me clear your confusion here. Let me help you.
Okay.
Let me help you. Let me go to the video. You see this? That ship, understand the ship is on the left-hand side. That's the old ship. This Marrakesh is on the left-hand
Okay,
side.
let's see the
Where the
video.
new ship? No new ship. If any new ship come, it should be docking right over there. So you cannot show us the same old ship and tell us that that's the ship that came in today.
So the other ship that to say with the rice, it was here.
Stanton,
before.
can I come in 1 minute? Stanton,
Yes.
y'all been talking. Can I come in 1 minute?
Yes.
You know, I am a little confused. The Ministry of Commerce issued a statement today or press conference. They say rice will be here soon. And Malcolm Scott,
so
who
rice
is
already
the
here.
official spokesperson, said that we have more than, it not only rice, he said more than 1 million bags of rice because 34,000 metric tons, and he said 40 bags in a metric tons. And when he did the calculation, he said more than 1 million bags of rice. That's around 1 point something million. That is a breakthrough for the rice crisis. That rice will be sitting at the port. The Minister of Commerce does not know. Nobody knows. Only Malcolm Scott knows that there is 1 million plus bags of rice at the port. If that were true, the Minister of Commerce herself would have jumped at that press conference. She would have probably been flanked by the officials from the Ministry of Finance, from the Ministry of Information, because they would have announced that in the history of Liberia since 1822, we have 1.5 million bags of rice at the free port of Monrovia. So only Malcolm Scott knows this story. Only Malcolm Scott knows where the 1 million bags of rice.
I think we should give Malcolm. I think we should give Malcolm a chance to present his case.
What happening at that point?
No, Dr. Peabody, just stop. You cannot give him any further chance to present.
Well, let's go live and see what's going on.
Dr. Peabody, listen to me. We shouldn't
be
waste
giving
our
chair
time.
whole day.
This is what we need to do. Dr.
Malcolm
Peabody.
Scott should have been at that point with the guys and showing them where they're uploading the
hold on
1.3
one
million
minute.
bags of rice.
Hold on 1 minute. Malcolm is telling them that they cannot go closer to the ship. Nobody is uploading from the ship because of the time. He took them to a security area and he's doing a video with them. That's the same old ship. And I'm uploading the video, the picture of the ship right now for you guys to see. This is crazy. That's the same old ship. You were on the show 4 days ago. We show you that same ship. Why are we wasting our
What
time?
did I tell you?
I told you were going to show the same Moroccan ship.
That's a Moroccan ship. You know, the ship been here for 40 days.
And
40
for the
days.
record, the video he posted on his page, they're not Moroccan in that video.
The
He
man
said he
is
didn't post
lying.
picture, he posted that video. They're not Moroccan in that video.
Yeah, he is lying. This is terrible for our country.
But
The guys are reporting, and we're about to show you, Kev.
Where I'm confused.
Kev,
What you show
you will
first?
never get, you will never get it because, Kev, the pre-put, right? Let me tell you something. Look at me. You got two eyeball, one on the left and one on the right. Close the right one. Open the left one. That's where the ship with the old 40 days old ship sitting. Your left eyeball waiting for another place for the ship to dock. That's how you see it. The recording I was done telling you said there is no ship here. The guys at the port right now saying that the ship been there for 40 days. No rest leaving the ship because the ship is empty. This is terrible, guys. Man, come on, man. Let's stop this. Man, let's stop this. How can we sit over here and he drove his car to go justify what? Go ahead, Isaac.
Let's I think let's pick up upon the commonsensical analysis that
there you go again. The poor people that say now who want to understand this show, my man.
But Mojave Prophet, a common sense analogy, right? Like common sense got a big link. The common sense argument Mojave Prophet defeats everything that Macron trying to do. If we have million tons of rice on the ship in Monrovia, brother, Comrade will be happy to announce it. Mikasa will join into it. I be in government, but I know what government operates. It's not a news that one junior comrade will break. So call him back here to pollute public discourse with lies. This boy is polluting public discourse with lies. And we can't entertain him to be coming here and be wasting everybody's time. We got serious conversation to keep with the nation. We are keeping a serious conversation with our people. And the conversation we're keeping with our people is that Mr. Weah is unfit and incapable to run the affairs of our country based on the lies, the marketing all over the place now. A simple rest issue. They could not even foresee it to do something, to intervene, to stop, to prevent.
Let me say something, Isaac. Let me say this is just a mess. Listen. He called the guy and said, Isaac, 1 minute. Isaac, 1 minute, let me give this thing. So he called our team to go to the port, right? At the port, he put them in a corner and he spoke to them. Then he told them, said, no question, I cannot take you further.
Rubbish.
What
He
the
need
hell
to
just
buy a
happened?
gas that he wasted to go to that port.
He imagine he had a special. I said, let me read this for our guys to understand. He had a press conference, but no question. And he said he cannot take them and stop that at the security gate. What kind of nonsense is this?
What kind of nonsense is this?
Woke our guys up to go see the ship that been there for 40 days. And now you do your own press conference to run with it. This is dumb.
What
I don't think that man needs to be
that rush today. Where did he see it?
But this thing says something about the credibility of the people who communicating for the government. And I said, Weah has a love relationship with incompetent. That's what you see here on display. This is what you see on display. Epic incompetent. This man coming here and say you're blindfold intelligent. This man coming here and saying people demonstrating a proclivity to lie. This is what you're doing. This is what you're doing. You just come to play and just lie, and you think you'll get away with it. This is a serious conversation we keep it. I don't think we should waste our productive time analyzing this notorious liar now. We should deal with the substantive issue. When you say you were disappointed in the team coming, I was trying to come up with a counter clarification. And I understand your point you were making. But you see, we cannot discount and discard the wisdom embedded in the saying of our people when they say, we got to sit on Omar to plant a new one. It is an established aphorism. It got truism in it. It's so truthful. That's why our people hold to it. All right? No, Liberia Liberians have a way of following their leaders. So I was having this conversation with one of my colleagues, and I was criticizing and lamenting the conduct of some of the WIAS officials. Some of them have said some very outrageous things. And then my friend, it's not original, my friend Lami Kpagoy, Anthony Lami Kpagoy. Lami said to me, he said, you guys, you're trying to criticize and lament their conduct. He said, if they were working on a different leadership, you will see different conduct exhibited. He said, it is the leaders in Liberia that few people action. If the leader comes to power, and the first thing he wants to do is to build horses from resources that remain unexplained, condominium. What do you think the officials will do? Today, Nigerians can follow their leaders. Go to Tobot history. When Tobot came to power and started the higher hats, everybody wore the higher hat suit. Even when Madam Selly took over.
As I beg you, I know I love to interrupt you, but guys, these pictures are coming in. These pictures are coming in. That's the same Marrakesh shape. As you can see, nothing. That's the same Marrakesh shape.
Nothing, zero.
Right. The guy said the only thing, that's the guy over there just want to have a press conference to save his job. As most of you seeing right now, there's nothing, no activities. The ship is done. As you can see, that's the same old ship, the Marrakesh, and it's empty, no rest in it. This is terrible, guys. This is terrible.
That. What is that?
He shouldn't have lied.
Damn.
He allowed me to pay my guys overtime just because they woke up from their sleep to go to the port.
And
Burn
it's
our
11
gases.
p.m.
Yeah, and this is crazy. We cannot do this. This is not the Liberia we signed up for.
No, absolutely not.
You don't have to lie. This is the
man, it's a despicable liar.
CEO, let's take it down.
It's a despicable liar.
Take it down. Let me say something, CEO.
Now, I want the people to take a look at it.
That's how you, Kev, you shouldn't actually
go ahead, Kev.
So let me continue with my talk, please.
I said, hold on 1 minute. Hold on. I said, Kev, go ahead.
Listen. I know, and let's be serious here now, CEO.
We're always serious. I'm not kidding. What you mean with this?
Listen what I'm saying. Let's be serious now. Let Isaac go come. Oh, the president like this. I will confirm that ship.
When the president's arrest or in the country.
Go ahead, Kev. Say something.
I will confirm that ship is an old ship.
It's an old ship.
It's an old ship.
Want to say something?
It's an old ship. I just look at all my.
But Kev, we show the same ship. You're right. We show the ship here on our show.
Yeah, it's an
Why
old
must
ship.
he lie?
The
To the
only
nation
thing
is in classic.
the first video showed there was no ship. That's where confusing.
No, but Kev, the first video didn't capture. The first video didn't capture the entire Kev.
That Mario ship.
Let's not allow Kev to ride.
That Mario ship is
let's not allow Kev to ride on the
government. It's nothing come from the government. It was a new ship. What I can confirm to you,
I give up.
What I can confirm to you. Give
me your time tomorrow.
I'm not saying a word again. I give up.
Let's move on. I just check all my information, everything.
Yeah, give me your time tomorrow.
Let me say something, guys. Let me say something, guys. This is not. Hold on, Mo. This is not about you giving the final yes or no, Kev. This is about what we know, Kev. Guys, they're giving me information from the port. They are giving me information that is accurate. I do not play the opposition or imposition games because people trust me with information. We speak to tens of thousands of Liberians in Liberia and around the world. There will be nowhere for us to lie. The gentleman just lied and he drove to the station. No, hold on. Kev, let me finish. Kev, let me finish. Kev, let me finish, please. This is wrong. This is bad for the government. This is bad for the government that you have no one speaking, not the commerce minister, not the president of the Republic of Liberia, not any one of them speaking on this very important issue. This is so concerning.
Yeah, but
and the public relation officer at the Freeport of Monrovia, he got nothing to do but to call. It's like somebody is giving you information that somebody has been assassinated in the country.
Mama used to say,
right
a liar
now,
is a rogue.
Right now, they should disqualify him. They should say he's no more working at the Freeport. What else is he doing that we don't know about?
But what the hell he wanted to take people there and knew he
my guys, five
can
of
I
them,
come in 1
they
minute, please?
drove from Congo Town to Freeport just to verify his lies.
Is that a boss?
Where is our country going, man? Why are we in this situation, my people?
It was okay. Stan, let me come in. Stan, 1 minute.
But
1 minute, please. You know.
But I thought I still had the floor.
I said, let Mo speak. I said, I beg you.
No, I beg you, Comrade Jackson, you come back. I remember sometimes back when they talked about rice shortage, and there were actually some stockpile of rice at the Freeport. The president himself drove there, and it was live on all of these stations. They drove there, and the president was showing the rice. It was even at one of those conversations, I think he even had some verbal altercation, or he verbally chastised Kelvin Demi from Prime FM. Now, we've gone in this crisis for more than a week or so. If there were 1.4 million bags of rice at that Freeport, the president of Liberia would have driven there with all of the cameras to show to us that through his magic, rice has arrived in Liberia. That's why, I didn't want to say, oh, there was no need of you taking those guys, risking their lives to send them to that port, because I knew that Malcolm Scott was lying. Rice would not have been over there, and the commerce minister will have a press conference, or the deputy commerce minister, and they know about it. Malcolm Scott cannot know about rice coming into Liberia as more than the Ministry of Commerce, because they gave the permit for people to import rice. So for me, I just knew, but for the sake of the public, it was good that you send your guys there to go verify. And Kev was saying, what if the rice there, the uploading here, you apologize to the Liberian people? Kev Hassan, call your man, two on your on the show.
The man said, the man can talk like this, then he know what he's saying. But honestly, he didn't know what he was saying. Honestly.
Yeah, he
So,
was so
let me-
confident. He was
More.
speaking with confidence. The rice is there.
Nelson, you want to call the guys at the port? Let it give a quick wrap up from the port. Then we can end the show. It's 7:23, 11:23 in Liberia. We gotta go. While Nelson getting ready to do that, guys, I want to let Liberians know that Liberian need to know U.S. War Crime Ambassador to visit Liberia, U.S. Ambassador at large for global criminal. This thing is getting serious. She's coming to Liberia. It's no joke. Another thing is boarding. I don't know whether it will be a boiled egg or what. Something is happening. This woman is to visit Liberia this week or next week. We just understand that something is just not smelling right. Understanding that she is on her way to Liberia. War crimes ambassador. Wow. I don't know if America get war crime ambassador, but now you know. So, folks, that's all, folks.
Kev, that comes bringing her.
I mean, start running around here.
Yeah, the woman is coming to visit Liberia.
But I think you see, I think it's important for this lady to her visit to Liberia should be welcomed by all Liberians, right? We need to send a clear message to our people that killing human beings, murdering people cannot be the qualification for anybody to serve as senator in Liberia. That Senate should not be a safe haven for notorious murderers. So the war crime ambassador going to Liberia is a welcoming development. We applaud her visit. I think we should welcome her.
Well,
you know,
well, I
and
was saying to you, Isaac,
impunity.
Yeah, Isaac, Ambassador Beth Van Schack, she will be in Liberia. That's the good news for Liberians.
It's a good sign.
It's a good news. It's a good news that she will be visiting Liberia to discuss the war crime issue. But something surprising came in today. What the guys, Nelson, if you guys are ready, we got to go. We're waiting on you guys. I want to discuss this gentleman.
We ready?
You ready? All right, let's talk to him. Then I'll bring in this guy. Somebody came on OK FM to talk about the Manesky sanction, and I want us to just listen to him for a minute after Nelson. Nelson, who are you bringing on?
Aaron. Aaron is on the line.
Aaron, how are you?
I'm fine, CEO. I'm okay. I'm here with the entire team.
Give us update. What's going on? I mean, who's this guy that took you over there, Malcolm, and what's going on, Aaron?
Yes, we came here and in less than 5 minutes. Malcolm spoke with the press, informing us that he informed the nation that a ship was at the port. And after he made that revelation or disclosure, he told the press that he was not answering questions and not receiving questions from the press. But we were able to gather that ship that Malcolm is referring to has been at the port for over 40 days. And there's just a limited commodity in there. That's right. The rice are in there. There's a limited number. I cannot even, serve, the just small Colorado country alone. And so that's why we gotta come around there by individuals who will not name on the radio.
So let me ask you, Aaron. Aaron, let me ask you real quick. So he took you to the port. He couldn't allow you to get closer to the ship. He did his press conference. And he left you. He didn't take any question. And that ship name is Mara K.
Hello?
We hearing you, Aaron.
Hey, man, left you in limbo.
Questions from us. Besides, we did not, see inside the ship to know what our rest is there. We are just, quoting sources who informed us when we got there that that ship has been there for over 40 days, and that the rest that is in there is just at the point of emptying that entire ship for it to return. But the reason it has not returned is because it's around the rainy season. So most often, during the rainy season, that the ship would not, leave the port.
Aaron, I don't want to waste your time any further. We discussed that. We discussed it a few days ago. We understand because of the rain. They can't go back and forth to take the rest of the ship. Malcolm just deceived the public. He just lied to everyone. And I think folks that listen from the government, they should run from him. This is terrible. This is very bad for our nation. And guys, we can wrap up. We want to say thank you to the team that went to the port. Aaron, Joseph, Rufus, Trocon, every one of you guys that went to the port. We say thank you. And please drive home safe, be safe, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you very much, Aaron, and everyone else. That's what we call teamwork. I'll take this time to really appreciate you guys. I want us to discuss this real quick. She will be in Liberia on the 6th. She will be in Liberia on the 6th for a couple of days. This thing is just not looking right. This woman is coming to do a thorough walk around and understand. Mariah, you were saying something, you were laughing. What's happening, Mariah?
Stanton, we continue to waste our time, and at the end of the day, it is what it is. Chicken way. There's nothing that can change the fact that there's no rice in the country. and that this guy will continuously lie to the Liberian people and stand by his lies. It's like, my mom always used to say, when you can lie, you can steal. When you can steal, you can kill. A liar is a rogue is a murderer.
Then he came to the station and get our guys and took them to the port, knowing how well that he was lying.
So,
Yeah,
it's funny that we spend almost, I think the
man.
whole show.
They remember to spend extra money to that. That was pissing me off.
80% of this show, I told you the name about it, guys. That's 80% of this show talking about this issue, knowing that it's a lie. And I gotta go sleep. I got early money tomorrow.
Let me pull this one real quick. I really want.
Just a couple points that I'll make, and I'll.
Let me say this, Michael. This
for colors information, these designations they come from a law that was passed in the United States, and so this is not under international law or any other country's law. So the designations, Global Magnitsky Act of 2017, this is under U.S. law. My colleague mentioned before there is a process for delisting, but again, this is not a criminal prosecution. This is not a criminal procedure. It's not a court of law, but there is a procedure in place if people do want to contest, the designation. In terms, I'll just briefly address the election question, because again, as a sovereign nation and as a democracy, Liberia makes its own decisions about, who is eligible to run in elections. The United States does not have any say in that process. So these designations, Global Magnitsky, don't have anything to do with elections. And then I think there was.
Well, guys, we're wrapping this up, but I will play this again tomorrow for us to better explain it to our audience. And we are blessed that I reached out to the gentleman in the video. Thank God for our brother Rodney CA. He will be appearing on Spoon this week. Again, then we can ask him questions. That gentleman in the video will be appearing on Spoon. Then we can ask our question. But I think he's saying that Liberia as a sovereign state, America will not interfere as to who participate in the election process as running as candidate. Mariah, I'm coming to you, Mariah, and Mo Ali and Asa Jackson on this one. Is he clearing the way for those that are on ascension to run?
I don't believe he is. I don't believe he's trying to clear the way or block the way. And we've continuously said there is no law on the books that prevents people who are sanctioned from contesting, but there is a law that prevents people who've been convicted of a crime from taking their seat. And so that's why we continue to call on this government to allow these sanctioned officials to go through the court process and clear the name. And if they cannot do that and they get convicted, then there's no point of them contesting because they're not going to take the seat if or when they're convicted. And let's, be clear, I mentioned on the show before that they can contest these sanctions, and Sam Jackson at the time said it was a lie. They could not. It is not, a court process. That's why we continue to say, take these people to court, take them to court, persecute, and have them clear the name. These charges are still there. It's not going to go away. And the longer it takes this government to persecute, the more it's clear that there's something they're hiding.
So you're right. So he's just talking about delisting too. So, but guys, we all have time. Tomorrow we'll pick up on this story. And I know a lot of folks want to watch this. And thanks to OKFM for sharing the video. They're going to go ahead and watch it, understand what he's saying. I just can't wait to have him in our studio that we can discuss the issue with him by God's grace. I want to say thank you very much, Kev Hassan Mo Ali. Man, thanks a lot. Asa Jackson, we appreciate you. The Dr. Peabody was a wonderful show, brother. Thank you. Dr. Richardson, we want to say thank you. She had to run. She's a grandma. She got to take care of the grandbaby. But we appreciate you, Dr. Richardson. To the team that went to Freeport, we want to say thank you guys. Thank you for holding on. Nelson, good day. We appreciate every one of you. We went way past the time because of Malcolm dragging us into a situation. In a situation that we cannot handle, Mo Ali. They might put us in a situation we cannot handle. I'm going to come to you, Isaac. I'm going to come to you, Isaac. Hey, the bastard guy. Okay, guys, I want to say thank you. I say you are welcome to join us again tomorrow. You have a wonderful day. Mo, thank you for everything and have a good day.
Good night, guys. See you guys.
Coming all the way.
I said good to see you.
Coming all the way. Look at you. Congratulations to Jethro. Congratulations to Omo Ebanks. Congratulations to...
I'm still going to talk about Covington tomorrow, though.
You can still talk about it, but I just want to say congratulations to Elder Rufus Crady.
Yeah, so,
congratulations to Makula Morris. Congratulations to Reverend David Beneto.
For that shout out.
No, these are members of Team Cummings who are called today. I mean, you want
to ask for money. You want to ask for money.
Let's talk about them. I think there are more people, young people, older people, ordinary like
I still have my reservation on that. I don't think that this is Cummings I know. I don't think this is Cummings I know, but I'll still make my case.
To focus on people, and you know the good thing about this is that if people
they have
the right to support him. Then you will talk about that one tomorrow. We'll talk about it.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Good night. Tomorrow by God's grace. Bye.
Thank you.
Mo. Bye-bye.
If the children cry for starvation, just don't just phone.
You are the on my phone.
Quite show off.
See, I call him. He tried to go eat there. See, I left for the But James, that guy, he didn't treat us right though. We woke the guys up, asked them to go to the Freeport. They went to the Freeport, man. And as a sin, Lalo.
That's the way. Sometimes you get information, sometimes you not get it. So you just have to live with it.
I think the guy was trying to test the network, and it was good that the network was ready to.
He was trying to test us, like we get our own vehicle then to go. You know how many cars we get? Yeah.
And I'm telling you, another debate now that is coming up. When you call Malcolm on the radio, Malcolm said the ship, he did a video around 2 p.m. Today in Liberia, right?
Yeah.
And another debate now that is coming out is
when did he call OKFM?
Hello?
When did he call OKFM?
Today.
That was
today
afternoon
he,
hours.
He called on Julius Jeff show today.
Yeah, right about.
That was on the 4th in Liberia. So now the debate that is coming up, Malcolm just said there is a ship. He did not say the ship came today. when he posted on his speech, he said the ship came today. Breath.
Yeah, that Malcolm can lie though. I mean, the government in a lot of mess. That PO02 they shall.
No, but he should not have gone that far. That can even make people to do something that they should not do. Yeah, it can make people get angry. You should not have.
Yeah, but you know, we woke the guys up. We woke them up.
Yeah.
We, just to go there and nothing.
And
you represent the government.
Yeah. They tell sorrowful part about it. As soon as Choko entered his house, when Choko was about to take out his clothes, I called him. He was there. I just reaching. I said, the CEO said you should go right back now. You should go now. While everyone was trying to go charge his phone, Rufus reaching home, all of these guys had to come back.
I mean, we cannot do this, James. This is not the Liberia we know, man.
And even you're picking Joseph just came from the bathroom. He did not even get
a big stomach.
He just came from the bathroom. He said, my man, what is that? I said, the CEO said you should be outside now. He's like, I will not cheat. I said, man, just go away. Come out with Tiba.
But we cannot listen. The people look at the video, James. Look at the video, right? Look how people were suffering today, crying for.
And even out on
you know what is? Even Titi was up. She's not well, but she was up. But you know what they tell me though? Like we on the refugees camp. We are refugees in our own country.
Yeah.
We are displayed in our own country. Looking for food to eat, being a beggar. You remember when President we said you will not be spectator no more? But now instead of not even being spectator, we are beggars. This is horrible, man.
Today I felt sorry for people. They've been talking about the rest issue, but today I really felt sorry for.
You have to feel sorry, man. Look at the
guys going by.
So James, imagine if no rest, right? No rest in the market. The cassava price going to go up. The yam, the cocoa, the yellow, everything going to go up.
If I see you, right now, what is happening now is that what is happening now is that the usual nala fufu that was sold for maybe $50, it has reduced significantly because the demand is high. Most people can get it. So I think
fufu, you don't have fufu. You cannot go to the Kobo shop, Lapabido. If you go to Boulevard Palace right now, you don't eat fries because the people don't have the rest.
Yeah.
You know, everything is connected to something. And the government is not speaking. Then among the people that are not speaking, you find Malcolm lying. He's not only lying, he's telling the network that what he saw is true and what he said is true.
Yeah.
Why should he even be in the government? What have happened to our people? This is terrible, James. This is madness.
This is one of the problems that President Weah is facing. The communication arm of his government is terrible.
But beside that problem, I will tell you this, James. You know what happened though? The president should have a committee. If the president is serious, you know the gasoline situation, he play around with it.
Yeah.
The rest situation, he shouldn't. The president should have a committee. The committee should be able to go ahead and investigate the commerce ministry, the finance ministry, the rest importers, and make sure why we don't have rest on the market. But the mistake President George Weah is making, he listening to the people that have caused the problem. And the people that have caused the problem, it's willful. I don't know. But he listened to them. How would I go back to them? He shouldn't go back to Mawani Dees. He shouldn't go back to Samuel Twe. He shouldn't listen to them. He should have a committee. Allow somebody that have some reputation to head that committee. To ask the importers, to talk to them.
Yeah.
That's what they would do in the good government. The leadership would say, you know what, we're going for this X, Y, and Z. But President Weah shouldn't sit there and feel that the same people that brought us in this mess will take us from this mess. Mawani Dees will not take us from this thing. It's D-hole cover hole. You chop, I chop, go by chop. And then the president say he doesn't know, or maybe he knows, who knows? But he cannot just be quiet. President George Weah must take action. From the ministers, from the director, down to the public relations officer. Everybody lie. Everybody lie. The first thing that went into President John Weah, we got rest to the port. He got all of the plane on his press conference. We got rest. That's street talk. That make
And
the
because it's
president to be a liar. You just make him to be a liar. Because he said a street talk. Look at this picture today. Look at Liberia. Look at this picture, folks. Look at the people begging for food. And you know what happened, James? You know who you're looking at? So you are looking at voters.
You're
looking at people that go into the ballot box on the 10th of October, 2023. You are looking at voters that stand in line, begging to buy. They're not begging to say, give it to us free. They say, we want to buy. But our government not producing. The government just, oh my God.
And I'm thinking how tomorrow will be.
One thing I noticed
president
about
will come out and say, Nelson, the president should come on and say, my people, I understand your cry. I know what you're going through. We will have rest in the country. We have failed you guys. The president should be man enough to admit. Have a committee to look into this. This thing gonna hunt President George Manneh. We are in re-election. None of the people talking. None of them. You are not hearing from any of them, James. Nelson, you are not, everybody just running away. If you ask them, my man, I don't want to talk to. My man, I don't want to talk to. Everybody just checking out. You call them, they won't come. There you go. Our country will. Next year election. Nelson, next year election, the people will remember what is happening.
Yeah. Yeah.
The people will remember what. Imagine the women and men that are over there trying to buy rest. How many children they have? Going to bed hungry. Mama EO. Papa hungry. Oh. Imagine.
And people have rotten.
I want to have my one dick sleeping. I wonder how do they go to bed? How these ministers sleep at night?
She has food. She has food.
I agree. But you know what though? You think about the people. James, thank God. I have my son stamped on the air. I have my daughters. I have my mom, my family. But I will say to you, I think about Liberia. I think about somebody that going to bed hungry. And say, if I can only touch that one person, if I can only provide for that one individual, my living will not be in vain. If I can only tap into somebody that they can bless the children and their family, my living will not be in vain. I mean, for this reason, God brought you to power. Make you a leader. If you can wake up in the morning and just push your advisor aside, that you guys have deceived me enough. It's time for me to listen to the people. It's time for me to believe that there is no rest on the market. It's time for me to do something. Next year election, trust me, they will play this tape. The minister should always think. The director should always think. 12 years, Madam Sedi stayed in power. The time for her to leave, she left. One day, George Manneh will not be president for Liberia. One day, you will not be commerce minister. One day, you will not be finance minister. One day, you will not be minister of X, Y, and Z. You will answer to those people you are stepping on today. On that day, you will ask for forgiveness. You will beg them on that day, you will turn to them for help. You empower today. Do not neglect the people. Do not neglect the people. Don't come up with this letter. Try to cover up. If I can touch one person, just one, my living on earth will not be in vain. Even if it is my last, if I can be the blessing to that one person. This thing is serious, guys. People come to America with the president, they're jumping around, they're happy, they're doing this. Why the Liberian people suffering? Why are you a leader when you doesn't care about the people? Why? What kind of leader are you when you just don't care? You just don't care. Come on, guys.
It's terrible.
Simple. What kind of leader are you? You can be the best leader. Be humble. Be humble. Let the people eat and you eat last. The people should have the rest. The people should be taken care of. The people needs should be taken care of. You're going to beg them for the vote tomorrow. You're going to say, vote for me. So what have you done? I was hungry. You fed me not. I was naked. You clothed me not. I was in prison. You didn't visit me. Depart from me, ye worker of iniquities. And a lot of Liberians would tell folks that are treating them this way tomorrow, depart from me. I'm not voting for you. Depart from me. I am not going to vote for you. Because of you, they beat me when I went to look for rest. Because of you, my children slept hungry for days. Because of you, I lost an opportunity. Because of you, my mother died of sickness. Because of you, my friend died and her case is unsolved. Because of you, I am where I am today. Because I voted for you 6 years ago. Why should I vote for you now? Let's pray for Liberia, guys. A better day is coming. With God above, our right to prove, we all shall over or prevail. You'll have a wonderful night. Drive safe, Nelson. If you can't go home, sleep at the station, leave in the morning. But I want to say thank you, Nelson, James Goodday, and everyone of the team that went to the put today. To all our folks that following us, we say thank you for joining Spoon Talk. Thank you very much. Come back again tomorrow. We'll have a wonderful show for you. God bless.
Thank you.
Your boy, Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
Okay, Liberia. Folks across the world, this is how we like to draw down the curtains on this edition of the program Spoon Talk. Thanks a lot to all of you across the world who have been following. The program has been live on Fabric 101.1 FM, Super 95.5 FM, Spoon 107.5 FM. It's also been on our online radio, www.spoonfmradio.com. Super TV channel 10 as well. Spoon TV live on Facebook. Spoon Talk live on YouTube.
Friday the South
and on several other mediums across the world. We want to say thanks a lot to all of you for your participations, your comments, and so forth. My name is Nelson Collier. I've been here. James Goodday Flomo has been my co-producer here. The man is using technology to be on the other side and controlling things. So we want to say have a great night and join the Spoon Talk tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right.
Wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because I talk about technology.
Mama, you know, I'm a big bear when it comes to technology.
Your boy.